You know what? You and Setsu, what the fuck? Funny, not exactly. Hi though. I don't really want to say I know what I'm doing at all because I don't. But yeah, let me show you what I got. Hello, Setsu merely. Hello, camera. Are we gonna work now? All right, cool. So, yeah, I have a bunch of oregano and I'm standing, if you can tell. I'm standing up. I'm so happy. I have a standing desk. I've had a standing desk since like last summer, but I keep getting like random accessories and I need extensions for the USBs because my computer is on the floor. So I just got a small extension yesterday so I can finally lift up again and stand, which is so good because I hate sitting for so long. My legs are all like cramped up and I have to stretch again. So this is nice. But anyway, I have like a whole handful of oregano and it's been sitting on my counter wilting for the last like 2 days. It looks disgusting and dead because I have the green screen on. It's still very green. But yeah, it's very wilty. Like the tops, at least a couple first inches are all wilty. Um, but like for the most part, the stem's pretty stable. It's really starting to go. So I think I'm gonna crush it up. I wanted to make something real fresh with it, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just figured, you know what? I'm probably gonna be sitting here a long ass time with my mortar and pestle crushing this. I could actually maybe hang out. Hey, Rory, how's it going? Oh, dude, you might be the perfect person to be here. I think because you have cool ideas with kitchen things. I have a bunch of oregano and I'm gonna make it into a pesto. I don't really know what to do with it yet, but that's my plan. How's it going, Rory? I'm just picking the leaves off now. They're so small. I think if I were to put the stems in, it would still be like very aromatic and and tasty, but they're not gonna crush very easily. Yeah, my mom has I guess last winter my parents moved to a new home and they've been really working hard to like make it not shitty because their last place, like where I grew up with them, it was just falling apart. So it was really cool that they were able to get out of there and start fresh. And my mom has like an herb garden now. Oh, that's right. You're going to Mexico. Hell yeah. Are you visiting family? Right? Or is it just like a vacation? I can't remember if I asked you. That's really cool though. I remember you said your friend was taking a flight to like Maine or Michigan, one of those northern M states, and then you were going to Mexico. Hey, family. Good stuff. That'll probably be enjoyable to catch up and finally be able to visit after all this time. Because I'm assuming, quarantine and COVID and stuff, you probably can't really go that much till recently. I don't know. I haven't bothered to check in on travel restrictions because I don't bother to go anywhere. That is super cool. Oh. One of these days, I'll have to get a second camera or something so that I can show off like what I'm doing, or have Setsu teach me how to do like the mobile thing. That'd be cool. Cause I have all this. I have a cutting board on my desk that I'm just standing in front of. I'm just peeling off leaves from the stems and dropping them into the mortar. I want a beer. 12 pack is $6. That's really cheap, isn't it? Holy shit. Oh, there's this Mexican beer that I tried when I went to TwitchCon in 2019. My friend DC and his buddy Phantom had me try it, and it was pretty good. It had like an eagle on it. I think it starts with a T. I can't remember. I think I like took a picture of it and everything because I don't actually like beer that much, but it was pretty good. Yes! Thank you. Is it that well known? Or is my memory just that bad? That one's like $6. Wait, for one beer? That sounds expensive. This smells so good. Okay, but to be fair, Setsu, you like IPAs and bitter as fuck, like very particular grapefruit style beers. You like the, well, not even dark ones, but like you like the bitter ones. It's cheap like Miller. Huh. Maybe I would like Miller Lite then. Or Miller, since I don't like the stuff that he likes. Oh, you love IPAs? You and Setsu could have a probably in-depth conversation about them. He goes crazy trying them out. There's one that's like we've gone to a couple different places, and there's this one in this area in Pennsylvania called Victory. That's the brewery name. He loves their IPAs, like and like Dirt Wolf, I think is another one. Coors Banquet is your cheap beer of choice. I don't think I've ever had the Coors beer. I'm not the person who would know beer things at all. Wait, Setsu, seriously? I thought you didn't like those things. Or maybe I'm thinking of Darth. Russian Standard is your cheap vodka? I've never heard that. I'm assuming it's very well known, but I've never heard of that. So, okay, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why I'm so secluded. The short version. So, I'm a public school teacher, and in my state, if you have a criminal record at all, or like anything, like even just a police stop, you could get banned from teaching. So, when I was in college, I actually went to like a one of those bigger schools where everyone gets drunk all the time and it's disgusting, and I was like way out of my element when I got there. But then when I heard that about the whole teaching thing and like potentially losing your ability to go into the profession before you even start, I was like, "Oh hell no." Like I need to not definitely not get caught at like one of these house parties or whatever. So I didn't even experiment with it. And then, when I was finishing up my French teaching degree, I actually had to, like, required from the school, you have to do study abroad because that way you have a direct experience with the culture that you're trying to teach the language of because language and culture are connected. So I turned 21 when I was in France. It's already legal to drink by age 18 in France, so it was like no big deal. So I never got into like alcohol or drinking until I went to France, and the guy I was like hosted by, like the host dad, he was like, "You've never tried wine before? We have to fix that." And then you know, every week we would try like a new wine bottle that was like local to Languedoc where I was staying. And that's like the Provence of France that I was in. Hello, Zarknor. How are you? I've got a mortar underneath the camera. I currently don't have a second camera set up, but I also am prepared with a pestle. I'm gonna squish it. I just have like a bunch of wilted oregano, and I decided to say hi to everyone. Hi. And I'm standing. That was great. Yes. Time to get witchy. I don't know what all is gonna go in on this one. All I know is that I've got a giant handful of oregano and I'm gonna crush it. I've got my handy dandy olive oil also nearby. Oh, it actually doesn't go green in the green screen. That's cool. Because this is very green, but also liquidy. Oh, neat. Oh, it kind of does. Any suggestions welcome. I can always go to the store and get stuff later when I'm done crushing this. Hey, Dur. How you doing? I'm so excited to go back into the Minecraft server now. I was kind of just sticking out of it. Some people were like, merely was like, "Oh, I got something for you," and I'm like, "Okay," but I still felt kind of bad because some strangers like destroyed my base or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, I'll go back in the game eventually. I have to bring myself into doing it because everything I made was destroyed. That was so cool. Dur actually went into the server and like built up some of my fort and everything. I have yet to see it, but I'm really excited. I'll probably have motivation to go back in and like add to it or whatever. That'll give me something to do. Can you make a batch of Felix Felicis? Felici? What? I don't know what that is. And I read it in a French accent. Whoops. Help me out. Do I Google it? I'll take some too. Ah! What is? Omelette de fromage? No, don't cry. I'm Googling it. Wait, where did it go? Are you concocting? There it is. It just sounds like Harry Potter things to me. I don't know what it is. Oh, okay. Got it. It's Harry Potter things. Yep. I feel dumb now. I don't have my stone, my little red stone hidden in my pocket. Right? Because isn't that the sorcerer's stone in that? With the elixir of life? No! It's not! Wait! Liquid luck! They gave it, or no, it was supposed to be something that Harry held on to, and then he gave it to Ron, quote unquote, and then Ron thought he was a badass, so he did badass things, and then they didn't use it on him. Right. Yes, I remember now. All right, Rory, thanks for saying hey. I'll catch you around. Enjoy your family time. And good luck finding some beers. Bye. Yeah, she was saying earlier she is out in Mexico now visiting family and possibly enjoying some cheap beer. Sounds good. Oh man, I really want to add the camera thing. I could probably do that. How does it work? Do I just download the app on my phone?
Yes, and it's already on OBS. There should be an extension already on it.
Ooh. Alright, let me see if I can make this work. Setsu has a cool thing that he uses for his Yu-Gi-Oh streams, where it's like he has this regular camera, right? But then he has another one that is just his cell phone, and he has a little arm that holds it over the table while he opens up his whatchamacallies, Yu-Gi-Oh packs. That sounds like kind of cool thing to do. Play Store open.
Droid cam.
How do you spell the first word?
Droid.
Oh, Droid Cam
OBS.
webcam for PC. That one?
It's pretty dark, actually. Wait. You might be
Oh,
right.
that one. I found it.
Okay. And then you need to set your phone onto developer mode.
I don't know how to do that. Okay, so I have this much. It's picking up the rainbow colors behind me, but it's a decent amount. Maybe I should just start crushing it. I don't make pesto often enough. In my last apartment, I had like a whole recycling bin. It was like, I don't know if you know those ones that are like just a big bucket. Hey Josh, how's it going? Thank you. What's up? Have you been playing Overwatch on Switch lately?
Then you gotta plug it into your computer.
With USB?
Whatever you plug your computer in with your phone for charging. We're gonna need another one of them long ones.
Trying to get better with Symmetra. Oh, dude, she's so broken. I am just making a mess, and my stream title says I'm sitting, but I'm not. I'm standing. I'm gonna try and use this really long cable to plug my phone into the computer. You'll see. Symmetra's good though. I like playing her a lot, but I can never get really good placement for the turrets. And then I just get crushed. You're a Symmetra main? Oh. Question, do you play competitive mode? On Switch? I think I'm too afraid to do it. You just throw them at people and hope they do stuff. That's one way to do it. Okay, what am I doing? Wait. This is not right. Wait. I'm trying to copy Setsu. He's got this cool thing where it's like he plugs in his phone and then you can use it as a second camera on stream. Just trying to figure out what I want to do. Is it okay if I bend this arm? Okay.
Whichever way you want.
Oh, it's so bendy. I really want to make pesto. My mom is growing a lot of stuff in her garden, and she just gave me like a whole bundle of oregano. So I'm trying to crush it up. But I want you to be able to see what I'm doing also. Like this or something. Wait, maybe let me take this thing off. As you can tell, I am a professional and I know exactly what I'm doing. I was just looking at my Switch yesterday though, like, oh man, I missed the Ana. I never ended up getting the skin. I think I might have possibly gotten. Oh wait, no, I only got the first reward. I never got the second one. I was really close to getting the second one, and I was telling myself that'll be my like motivation. I'll play like one game, get the second reward, and then try and get the skin for Ana. But I missed out on both. Derp. Okay. Mm. So this face is down, right? And then clips on here. What?
What face is down?
The camera.
The back camera or the front camera?
I don't care. I can just turn the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the bird of paradise. I got it on PC. What?
Crack is whack, but this may be tasty.
Crack is whack, but this may be tasty. Zarknor, you sent a crack snack. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Wait, let me open my treat stream. Zarknor coming in here sending me treats. You too, Dur. Have a great afternoon. It's gonna be toasty over here. I'm guessing it will be for you too. Stay cool. Wait, what's the crack snack? Okay. This entire snack is on crack. Honey and fries and tea. Oh, dude. That's gonna be freaking awesome. Oh, man. I'm excited. Zarknor, thank you. No, it's hitting the microphone. Stop it. Why? You would think that a normal person would just do all of this before the stream. But as per usual, I don't have any good ideas until after I've already gotten started. Alright, theoretically, that's a good spot to put this. Let's see if I can make it work. Because that would be super cool if I did. Oh, careful. Oh boy, and it's getting hot. It's 1 p.m. here. Oh dear. Thanks for downloading DroidCam OBS. Go to dev47apps.com/OBS on your computer to download and install the plugin. Alright, let's do it. dev47apps.com/OBS. Totally marketing. Well, if this is good, it'll be worth it. Download the plugin. Requires 64-bit OBS Studio version 24 and up. Streamlabs OBS not supported. Oh, well, fuck you. I use the other one that works. Download installer. Boop. Save file. This could be cool. Then I don't have to buy a second camera with the money that I'm not earning. Lol. Oh, did I tell you guys my insurance claim got denied? That was really not cool. Uh-oh. So I don't know if this is gonna break my stream because I'm messing with OBS while I'm live. If I fuck it up though, I promise I'll be back. It just says OBS Studio setup. Let's see what happens. OBS Studio is already running. Please close it first before installing a new version. Nah. Damn, I guess we can't do this for right now. Or can I? What am I missing? I'll have Setsu teach me later. Damn! I was so excited. So much screwing around. Okay. I mean, business now. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, I've been on leave of absence from work, from teaching, since, I stopped right before we had winter break. So, I think my last day of work was like December 23rd. And I was like, I'm not coming back. I'm going to use my sick days and FMLA. So that means FMLA is when you can go on leave for up to 12 weeks to recover from whatever. So I did that, and I used sick days for the first month, and then I ran out of sick days, which means that I got paid for the first month, so through January, and then February, March, April, and May. I've just been gently, quietly burning through my savings, but we also had a small stimulus check, like the smaller one, I think. So that has been good. But yeah, it's been crazy. Because I put in a claim with a health insurance company saying, like, I'm not ready yet. Things have been kind of iffy. And they just denied me the last week on Friday, which that totally sucked. Because I thought I would have a chance, that they would see how obviously I've been struggling. And they're like, yeah, but your arms and legs work and you're smart. So technically speaking, you're not cognitively disadvantaged in any way to prevent you from working, which is true. Cognitively, I am all here. But, it's kind of stinks. During like Mental Health Awareness Month, they're saying, no, we don't recognize that you're struggling at all. You seem fine. Okay. So that sucks. Um, but I also found out, like, they sent a report saying like why I got denied coverage and why they won't support my leave of absence from work, and um it was like, well, you just seem really lazy, and um we found this out because the person who called you from our third party service, since we don't understand how mental health works, the psychologist who called you said that you're lazy. And they like posted his information so I can look him up. And I looked him up, and he was like, he's just some guy who does like sports therapy and works with veterans and works with men. So, like, obviously, it makes sense why he wouldn't understand some of the things I've been going through. And, why, when he was doing the phone consultation, like asking me questions about what's been going on, he was just cutting me off and like changing the subject and asking me something and letting me answer like with a couple of words and then instantly changing the subject. It felt more like a guided interview than actually trying to learn about my situation. So, um, finding that out and his specialties and stuff, I was able to kind of say, like, the person you hired to inquire into my situation didn't even really speak to me. You would be better off speaking to my actual doctor. And I explained some of my own situation in case my doctor is unavailable, because he's an old guy and doesn't know how to use technology, and they keep like emailing him, and he can barely use his email. So it's been crazy, a whole crazy process. My hope is to go back to work with the next school year. I think that would make the most sense. So we'll see what happens. Because I know, like, if I don't go back to work, in the contract it says I have to pay the insurance premiums that they gave me, which I think is legal. That's like $7,000. So if I quit, I have to give my job $7,000. How stupid is that? It's all about the money. It's not about people. Like, I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone. I just want to live my life. Oof. Man, this oregano smells so good, and I have so much of it. This is awesome. I still have like half of it left. I'm just peeling it. Why are you thinking about quitting? Hey, Case. Well, uh, how in depth of an answer do you want? Don't be sorry. Hey, no. I'm just enjoying chilling, chatting, talking with people when they want to talk back, or just talking on my own. But I would like to know, how in depth of an answer are you looking for? Like just the obvious simple answer, or do you want like stories to go with? Because there's plenty of things I could say. I don't want to bombard you with too much information, you know? I'm good though. I'm a solid, somewhat in depth answer. Okay. Well, so I think you might remember that I am a French teacher in a public school. Uh, but I teach 8th, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So that's middle school and high school where I work. And we have obviously two different buildings for the middle school and high school. In my school district, they're in two different towns, like completely different towns. So every morning I work in the middle school, and then I have to grab all my French teacher stuff, stuff it in my backpack and in my car, or whatever, and take it over to the high school in the other town, unpack it all, and then do that. Um, it's a pain in the ass. I also don't have a classroom, which means like if I'm guessing you took German since your name kind of is the word cheese in German. But in any case, if you've ever taken a language, you wait a minute, Jello. Wait a minute. Also, hi. Um, I would need to be 5 people because in each building, I don't have my own classroom. There's no posters on the wall. There's no helpful hints. There's no like homework board. I say homework board. I don't really give homework, but there's no way to like post upcoming things or events or keep my students organized or be helpful to them in any way because the classroom doesn't belong to me, and the teachers who own the rooms that I borrow for like one class period are not very accommodating. So I have 5 to 6 different classrooms each year, depending on how many classes I teach. So yeah, I have to be 5 different people. In addition to that, the things that I have decided, you know what? Fuck it. I think it would be useful to put these things in a classroom and just have a spot, like maybe a drawer or a counter space or like a small corner of a bulletin board. I'm going to post these things, or I'm going to leave this here, or I'm going to use this one drawer of a filing cabinet or something. I come back the next day and like the teacher whose room it actually is, who it belongs to, who teaches there the entire rest of the day, has either thrown away or destroyed whatever it was that I left behind. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? And they're like, oh, was that yours? I'm like, it's in French. Of course it's mine. You know? So, those are just some examples of the fact that where I work is a hostile workplace. It causes me undue stress, and I don't function very well for in prolonged periods of times in that sort of a setting. And when I've tried to mitigate those issues, have conversations with the other professionals I work with, we have to call each other professionals. That's That's what we're called officially as professionals. So when I have conversations with them, they just play stupid or say like, "Oh, I don't care," or they say like, "Oh, well, I guess a student did that. Oh well, sorry, I didn't notice." But I'm like, you teach class in here every day. You should have a good relationship with your students. You should be able to monitor what it is that they're doing in your room. And you should also say, "This is where the French teacher keeps her things. Please don't disturb that area." But instead, they'll just blame the kids as if like that were a valid excuse, and it's not. So then, I that means the conversation failed and now I have to go to the boss, which would be like the principal, and that's just it's so awkward. Je fais du français au collège. Josh, do you? Do you mean university or middle school? Just curious. That's a perfect sentence though. Um so when I went to the principals in different buildings and asking for help, like, hey, this teacher's really giving me a hard time. Like, I just really need some space in the room to leave my belongings. And they're not personal belongings. They're like worksheets and exams and like like little kid clocks so that we can learn how to tell time again, but like in French and stuff like that. Middle school. Okay. I'm sorry. I just had to ask Josh because sometimes people see the word collège and they're like, "Oh, that means college." Like we're when you're like over 18 years old. My bad. I'm being rude. But I just had to check because it looks like the English word since we stole it from French. That's so cool though. Um What else has been going on? Oh, so yeah, I go to the bosses and I'm like, hey, I really need some support. Like, this teacher's not working with me and they're sabotaging my space. Sometimes I don't even say that. Sometimes I just say, like, oh, I really need some space or storage. And, or whatever, whatever it is that I need to ask for, I'll ask for it. And they get involved. And eventually, the teacher whose room it is will just complain in such a way where they make me look like a bad person, and then I get in trouble for asking for help. And that happens in many different situations. This is just a very easy example for me to share with you, case since you were asking. But in any case, it's a very hostile work environment. My colleagues are aggressive, and some of my bosses are either unsupportive um, or just actually directly abusive. Like one of my bosses has actually screamed out loud, like with his face getting red, standing there with his fist clenched, not up here, of course. You can't see if I put him, but like down by his sides, like you know how toddlers when they get mad, they just stand there with their He did that. A grown man in his 40s did that. Maybe 50s. I think he's 40 though. He has younger kids. But he was my boss and he did that. And it was in front of probably 5 people. Thankfully, there were no parents there and no students there at the time, but he just screamed. And what happens when I went to my other boss and asked for help, saying, I don't feel safe, like that wasn't a professional thing for him to do, like I don't deserve that behavior. I actually got a bad rating on my like teacher score that year because they said since you had a conflict with another person in the building, especially because it was with a boss, you are considered unprofessional and you get a bad rating. So I got punished that year because he screamed in my face. The students get treated much better. I'll give you that. Um, it's not across the board though. And I know this because although I'm a French teacher, I was also coerced into doing something illegal at my work, which is teaching a material I'm not certified to do. That's another problem I've had at work. Um, when I so I told you like going to middle school, high school was kind of a problem for me. It was very impossible job to do. I was like, "Hey, the French teacher in the high school, since there were two of us, she's retiring. Can I apply just to switch buildings? Then I won't be middle school, high school. I'll just be high school all day long. The new person can do that, and you know, I'll support them because I've already been in the district for a long time. I already have all the experience. I can teach the upper level, like more challenging courses while they teach the beginner in the middle school. It won't be as hard for them. And they were like, nah, we're going to force you to teach ESL, which is English as a second language. And I have skills in teaching language and I have English skills. So it's not something outside of my abilities, but technically it was illegal for them to tell me I should do that because in my state, you're only allowed to teach the things you're certified to teach. Like there's so many things that I don't know that my kids were missing out on. And they made me do that for 2 years. And anytime I complained, they were like, you can either do this or you cannot have a job. So I was like, oh, okay. And they made me do all these things that were like just insane. Um, and while I was working in ESL, back to the whole like how are the students getting treated? Um, I didn't actually teach like in a classroom with just students. I actually went to other people's English classes. So let's say like Mrs. Crabapple teaches English all day long to seventh graders. I would like for one of her classes, I would be in the room and there would be, all these kids in there. In my district, most of them are from Mexico or Guatemala, so there'd be all these little kids in there who have been living in the United States for a while, but still need some help with English and still need some help with learning how the school works, like the system, how to take notes, like how to be a good student and how to be successful. So I would be in the classroom while Miss Crabapple is teaching her English lessons, and I'd be like, "Okay, this is the important part. Like, see, she's talking about blah blah blah. All right, write that down because that's important. The other thing that you're doing right now is not important. This is the one that she said is useful." So like maybe the kids can't hear very well through their I'm not saying it right, they don't have the ability to discern where the teacher says do this and not that or prioritize things because linguistically they don't understand the difference. The students will, because of their language barrier, just try and write down everything or take note of everything and then they get overwhelmed and they get behind, whereas the English speaking native English speaking students can kind of like tell linguistically in those nuances. And some of the kids were treated outright racistly, like by the teachers. Some of it was because the teachers didn't like me and they were trying to punish me by treating my students badly, which is a whole nother thing. But there's this one teacher who quit, thank God. Um, she taught a class of, it was like 30 kids, so it was kind of overwhelming. But I was there to help, and there was another aide for special ed who was also there to help. So it was 3 teachers and 30 kids. You would think that'd be really good because it's like 10 kids a teacher, but they're all white kids. Um, my kids were brown, and then there was this one black girl in class, native English speaker, and I swear to God, it was just the most horrible thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Every single day that poor black girl would get yelled at for some bullshit. It's not legal to record in a public school, Zarknor. I can't do that. Like it's all he said, she said, and there's everyone who doesn't want problems for themselves is going to say no, that didn't happen. This bitch is crazy. That's why I went crazy. That's why I haven't been able to go to work. It's horrible. This poor girl got yelled at every day. I started working with her more than my own ESL kids because I wanted to protect her from this teacher. It was awful. Like she lives with her mom and sometimes her grandmom, and like life is hard and she's not always like guided by other adults, and instead the adults at school would just scream at her. Like what do you think's going to happen to this person when she grows up? Yeah, we do. But not in the classrooms. You're not allowed to put cameras in the classrooms. That's a specific rule. Yeah, well, we kind of did. So, like, remember when this past summer, like, Black Lives Matter movement got huge and there was a huge response, especially during Juneteenth. One of my students, who I actually teach French to, she's in level 3 this year, she organized something over the summer for Juneteenth and had press and had people like coming to the community to like educate on um, I don't even like just African community things, like African American community things, and just being black in America and how to be inclusive and all kinds of stuff. I can't give you the specifics. I don't want to talk too much on it because then you'll know where I work. But um, she's been doing a lot as a student for that. I don't know, Jello. I think that student would get um, probably expelled or something. Just because that's the rule. Like, I know, like, if you're a kid, like, you're a minor technically, and you can't get in trouble for certain things, but you can still get in trouble for things. And, like, this wouldn't be one where you would go to juvenile hall for, but I'm sure there would be issues. And some of it's just me being uneducated. Like, I'm an educated person. I've gone to university. I have 2 bachelor's degrees, a master's degree, but like I don't know how to protect everyone. Like I did it in my classrooms that I went to, and I sat with that girl, and the teacher would scream at her, and I'd be like, "She's doing her work right now. What do you want? I'm sitting right here, bitch. Get away." Like I would have to like babysit this girl, not so she'd do her work, but so she would like not get yelled at. But like that's the extent of things I know how to do. So that's why I want to quit, because it's not teaching that I can't stand. It's how where I work runs itself. There's and it's so not fair, but um I don't know how familiar you are with the working world, but let's say you have a complaint, right? Just a normal complaint like, "Oh, this teacher threw my threw my books in the trash. She's out of pocket. This isn't working for me." You would put in a formal complaint, and that complaint would go to human resources or like HR department, right? And they would record your complaint, keep it on file, and then they would probably go speak to the person who's doing the problematic behavior. Potentially, they might have the two of you meet together with them in the office and like talk it out. Um, and that would end in either an agreement or an agreement plus some disciplinary action, like maybe they have like something in their permanent record, and like if anything ever happens again they get fired, or maybe they get fired on the spot. It depends on the actual event, right? My HR department, I'm doing a lot of finger quotes here, but I'm seriously saying it's not a real department. It's shit. The HR department at my workplace is one person, which is fine, but that person is my boss's boss's boss. Only above him is one person, and then the whole school board, like the community members who vote on stuff to make the school run. So the fucking boss is the HR guy. What if I have a complaint about the boss? Am I going to complain to him about him and file a report? What is he going to do? Punish himself? Fire himself? What? So, yeah, I can't stand this place. It's really been hard on me. Um like there's been like personal stuff going on in my life that's made it more complicated, but I think my stress levels have gone beyond manageable, like because of work. I had therapy yesterday to talk about the fact that my claim got denied, and how that means the insurance company is not going to send me like a small stipend while I'm getting my life back together. So that means I have no income. I won't be getting any income. So my only option is go back to work or quit. If I go back to work, I might, you know, really struggle again and like regress. And I really don't want that because my life was at stake. And if I quit, I have to pay my work $7,000 or something like that because they are like, well, we pay for your insurance. So if you quit, we want all that money back. It's a mess. So I don't know. I'll have to find out maybe if I can do that, Zagnor. I've been just trying to survive it by keeping my head down, just going into the classrooms where I'm supposed to be working, do the work, and then instantly leave. Like I spend a lot of time in my car at work because I don't have an office either. I don't have anywhere to like do grading or work on the computer, like making lesson plans or materials. I don't actually have a workspace. So they just expect me to be able to do everything all the time with no resources. It's really weird. Um, and I think what's probably the worst part is like there aren't actually any other teachers in my situation. There's a music teacher who travels, and by that I mean they work in more than one building like I do, but they have the chorus room. Like they have a designated room for their class. Well, I think so too, Zarknor. And it's interesting because the last district where I worked, um, they were about to do that. They were about to change their assistant superintendent, the big boss, into the HR person and get rid of their HR personnel. It seems to be something that school districts in my state are doing to save money because then if they have the boss wear multiple hats, like obviously they're stressed out and they're going to make a lot more mistakes, but now this district can pay them more money but still save money on having two employees instead of one. So it's like in their eyes it's like a win-win. Um they offered me that. They were like, "Do you want a cart?" And I originally said yes, but um there's nowhere to store it. So I was like, what's the point? Since I can't actually leave anything in the classrooms without it getting destroyed or thrown away, like the cart would probably work out the same. Where by the time I get to the middle school the next day after I've left in the I do my morning classes and then I leave in the afternoon to do the afternoon classes in the high school. Like by the time I would get back to it, it would just be destroyed. Um and well, what they tell me when I get pushback for asking for things, what they tend to tell me is that I don't get to have nice things because they don't have enough space. Like there's just so many migrant families that join the community year after year that like the middle school is a relatively new building. I think it's only 10 years old. And when they built it, they legally were only allowed to make it a certain size based on the current population and the projection of increased population based on the current population. Like everyone knew there would be more and more families moving from Guatemala, from Mexico, etc. But because they weren't already there, they weren't allowed to build a bigger building. So, um there's just not enough room. And the high school is like I don't know, I think it's like a protected building. It's so old. Like it's in the middle of this town. Like they have no more room to build. So that's what they tell me. They're like, it's not our fault we don't have any place for you to go. They make room for everyone else. But they're like, well, you don't really deserve it because you're only here in each building half a day. Why should we give a shit about you? In fact, one of the principals a couple years ago told me I I uh I took away your parking spot at the high school. you're not here except for such and such periods of the day, so I figured you wouldn't need one. It's like, bitch, do I not go into the building? I guess I don't have to come in then if there's nowhere for my car to go. Like, what the fuck? Sometimes I have to like park in the bus lane or something, and then they would call and be like, "Oh, someone's car is in the bus lane. You gotta fucking move it because it's the end of the day and all the buses are trying to come in." Like, what? Eventually, I made friends with the resident police officer, and I was like, "Please don't ticket my car. I'm gonna park in this like striped off area that says like, don't drive here." And the striped off area was like it's extra padding around the actual parking spaces so that when people turn the corner, they don't crush the cars on the edges. But, I'll put my car at risk. It's small. Hopefully, no one crushes it as they turn the corner. I was like, please don't ticket me. Like, I'm just gonna park here every day. And yep, that's what I did. But like, that's how my existence is at this work. I can't really function. I have to beg for scraps or break the rules and hope I don't get in trouble. It's 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 really something else. And I think really the worst part is that people don't believe me when I talk about what's going on. Um, in the work setting, like outside of the work setting, here on Twitch with Setsu in my own home, with my family members, with people who know me, they're like, even my therapist, they're all like, no, that shouldn't be legal. Like that's something's wrong. Something's very wrong here. You need to like get out or fight back or like report this. And I don't know what to do. It's too big. It's too big. Like we have a new superintendent. Last year, the old one, the prior one, retired because he made enough money off of doing nothing for so long with his title that he was like, "Yeah, I'm good." So we have this new guy, and I am really hoping that things get better because there's new leadership. Um, that was my whole goal because I heard the previous superintendent years ago was planning to retire. I'm like, if I can just make it this long, if I can just do this many years until he retires, maybe I'll be okay, you know? And I didn't make it. This is his first year. I've been working at my school district for 4.5 years. It was like December 2016 that I started. Like December 5th. It was like really right at the end of 2016. Get a journalist to shadow you for a period, have them pose as a teaching assistant, and let them see. I mean, the problem's not while I'm teaching, it's all the in between stuff. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, all the journalists would see is some, like, half baked, shitty ass French teacher not holding it together anymore. They would just report on how burnt out I look and how badly I'm serving my students. You know? Like, I eventually stopped responding to certain people or going to certain meetings, and I'm like, you have to write an email. Like, don't call me, don't text me, don't contact me unless it's in writing because I don't trust you. Like the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, the big boss who's the HR guy, he lies so much. He's the one who hired me and he promised me a certain salary and that never happened. Like he's lied to me on big things all over the phone. And um I've learned from that in that I should never contact him or communicate with him unless he puts it in writing. And it's funny because when I was going on leave and not okay and like trying to get accommodations to be able to work from home because when the pandemic started, they sent us all home and were like, "Well, just keep teaching on the internet. It'll be fine." But then when the next school year started, this school year, they were like, okay, well, the kids aren't allowed to come in because it's not safe, but we're going to force all of you to come in. And I was like, no, I'm going to work from home. You want me to work on my laptop? I'm going to work on my laptop wherever I fucking please. And they were like, no, you're not. And I had to like get um, disability accommodations put in place and had to like fight them. And this guy was like, Pennsylvania is a recording state that the law is if you record anything, you have to get someone's consent. So, um, actually, no, you have to tell them you're recording. So, if he ever calls me on the phone and I want to use it in court, I have to tell him, just so you know, I'm recording this phone call. And he can hang up and never talk to me again or email me. But, uh, yeah, I don't know. And you have to do it with like every phone call. Like you have to repeatedly do that. That's why when you call customer service in my state, it tells you like this call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes. So you can either get your service or you can hang up. But either way, they're recording it. Have them pose as a teaching assistant. That'd be cool. Yeah, I actually so after he screwed me over when I first got hired, I downloaded an app to my phone that records instantly. Like as soon as you pick up the phone, it records. I've since deleted it because the update made it stop working, but like, I don't know. I've just become so paranoid. Hey, there's the alert. Star Fox! Hello, friends. We're talking about how insane public school is right now. Kinda, sorta. Slash my actual job. How was your murder stream? Or did you do cooking? Hey, can I show you what I'm doing? I have a mortar and pestle, and I've got green screen up, so it looks kind of gross. But this is a bunch of oregano that I'm smushing. Thanks, Arknor. I don't always feel comfortable like saying it. I feel so much guilt. Yeah, we're talking about how abusive my workplace is in my Pennsylvania public school district. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. I'm just giving life updates, and that's where we ended up because I got denied for uh coverage while I'm trying to recover. Yeah. So it's on my mind, I guess. Mm, why oregano? My mom had like this many plants that she just harvested and gave me. I just plucked off all the leaves. It's quite a lot of oregano. Um, and it was on my countertop for like a day and a half and wilting. Actually, no, longer? No, like 2 days, yeah. Well, I'm smushing it with my mortar and pestle. I want to make pesto out of it, but I'm not sure. I have pine nuts in the freezer. That's good with like basil oregano. I'm guessing it's good with not basil oregano. Basil pesto is good with pine nuts. I'm wondering if oregano pesto would also be good with pine nuts. I probably need like lemon juice or something, which I don't have, but I've just been throwing some olive oil in it here and there to keep it going. I'm like gently crushing this because I think it's gonna be really loud in the mic if I don't. I don't know what I'm doing. I almost set up a second camera, but I realized I probably should have done that while the stream was off. Because it's through like this phone app that you have to install the plugin for in your OBS. Oh well. I'm not sure what I'm doing with anything with this pesto, but Maybe I'll make a pizza. That's like the easiest thing I can think of. My mom was saying, I forget the word, but she was saying like sometimes people make a pesto or like crush up leaves and then turn it into like a sauce to put on top of things. Like eggplant parmesan, just drizzle that on top. I can't think of the word though. How was your stream? Yeah, I'm shaking everything. Ah! I'm also standing. I'm really happy about that. Oh, Zarknar, I wanted to tell you because you do computer things that I got a Raspberry Pi. Um, so I'm making a website. Here, I'm making a website. I would love for you to take a look sometime. This is the work in progress page, but I bought a Raspberry Pi, and the goal is because the website's so small, it's only 4 pages, and they're small pages. Maybe I could host it myself and like turn the Raspberry Pi into a little mini server thing, and just leave it there forever. And like, fuck it, if the power goes out, the website goes down. I don't care. But like, then I wouldn't have to pay for hosting, because it's like, I don't know, it's more than $60 a year on a lot of services. And if I could do it with just my own electricity bill, that'd be better. Ooh, that was loud. It could work, but it would be sharing your bandwidth as well. Yeah, whatever. Like, I'm guessing if it gets DDoSed or something like that, then I would have a problem. But I could just unplug it, and then it would be fine, right? And anything that's important on there is embedded or like imported or a link to somewhere else. Oh, I never thought of that. I have Comcast Xfinity. I never thought of that. Huh. Well, but hopefully one of these days I won't have to live in the shitty apartment and I can get my choice of internet service provider also. I'm banking on that. I don't want to be here anymore either. The only good thing I can say, Zarknor, though, about living here is that this is the first year in like 2 or 3 years it hasn't rained inside the apartment in the spring. And the lease just auto renewed, so we'll be stuck here through winter and all that again too. That's that's the other risky season. Starts raining in here in winter, or like when the snow melts in between snows. I don't know. So as you can see, I built the site using the service called NicePage. Uh, but like the the builder, because I don't know how to code, the builder that NicePage uses or has built keeps breaking. Like the one page has this white strip on the bottom. It's like this white band of extra space depending on how big your screen is. It looks like shit. And no matter what I do, I can't get rid of it. Here, maybe I can share screen. Wait a minute. What am I doing? There it is. All right, cool. This is the website. I tried to keep it really simple, but I've got the Twitch embed, which actually works. I'm so happy about that. It doesn't work on mobile for some reason. Haven't figured out why it broke. It has to do with resizing and possibly security. I don't know enough to be able to fix that, just now, but hopefully one day that's the fail page is the home page, and then there teaches about. I didn't really know what to put here, but there are things here. This picture is from when I was doing study abroad. We like briefly popped into Morocco. That was so cool. We had like a field trip with my university to Morocco. Can you imagine? They're like, "Oh yeah, it's really easy. You just quick short flight." um and I finally wrote down important dates. Like my stream anniversary was just a couple days ago, almost a week ago. And the Derp Squad anniversary. I always forget the dates, so now they're written down. And then this thing, this is the page that keeps breaking. Like sometimes if you scroll down, it's not doing that now, but sometimes it'll like have this extra white thing on the bottom. I don't know why it does that here. That's the actual bottom. So the size of this screen at this resolution is fine. Somehow. Oh, and I even have like at the top, like you can see a little bucket head from my webpage. I'm gonna start up French teaching again online. Um, and like the merch store and the French teaching, they're hosted. Like this is Patreon, this is Teespring, which is all thanks to Star Fox, because I saw Star Fox was making some cool things using Teespring. I couldn't find a service that looked any good, but it looks like their stuff is pretty decent. Darth Derp and Lady Derpington got mugs, and I'm waiting to see what the quality is. Hopefully they're okay. And the last one is like a PayPal page, just because. Because I figure if I ever get off of Twitch or something, um, that can kind of work in the same way instead of like subscriptions or whatever. I don't know. Update. They're preparing your order to be delivered between 2:05 and 2:15. Your order's on the way. Oh shit. That's so cool. Thanks again, Zarknor. I'm really excited. And kind of peckish, so it's perfect. And then boop. That's the contact page. Real simple. Um, yeah, and like this takes you home or this takes you home. Like I've tried to make it clean. Um, but yeah, I don't know exactly why it's breaking or whatnot. On like the homepage breaks with mobile because the Twitch embed fucks it up, and then the store page breaks because there's a white band on certain resolution screens on the bottom, like as if the page somehow isn't big enough. But yeah, I'm learning. I'm probably gonna keep poking around through like forums and stuff, and YouTube videos to see if I can learn more. My biggest, um, what's the word? My biggest limitation right now is just not knowing HTML. But what's really cool about NicePage is you can actually download the HTML that you're using to build it on their site builder. So theoretically, I'll be able to download the code and then put it onto the Raspberry Pi and then host it myself. Um, and right now, I think NicePage hosts it for free up to like 1,000 page views a month or something like that. So like I'm gonna leave it here for now, but I do own a domain that I wanted to use. So maybe someday. But this is kind of like one of the ways that I've been spending my time now that I'm not working. I don't just sit around on social media or stream or game. Like I've been trying to make things. Um And it's not much to look at, obviously, but it's more than I have ever done before. It's something. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy to like kind of give myself a direction again. Because that was something I realized I've given up. I've given up being creative, and this is just testing the waters, I guess. Like Sebastian, he gave me a drawing tablet, and that was like the biggest thing for me. It has been amazing playing with the tablet and like drawing stuff and using Photoshop. Um, I didn't realize how much I missed being creative. I figured like, oh, it's just one of those things I don't have time for anymore. Work sucks, and I guess I have to pour my entire life into it. But guess what? It's important to give yourself time to be yourself. So the creative projects like making a website or practicing with Photoshop have all been pretty big. I think what's gonna be next is doing what I feel like, but probably video editing. I tried using an editor called Wondershare Filmora X, but their service is shit, so I deleted it. Welcome back. Oh, did the stream break? Oh, Setsu's in a meeting, isn't he? Whoops. I didn't even realize the stream broke. Sorry. It's probably still gonna keep breaking, isn't it? Yeah, dropping frames. Sorry, sorry. What was I even doing? Hang on. I'm gonna get some salt for this. Hopefully I can break up the leaves a bit better. Damn, I guess I should have been recording stream, huh? I feel like a jackass. Oh well. I have salt from my uncle. My uncle is Greek and likes to go back to his home island in Greece. Like, I think south of Athens. Yeah. And he brought back this salt that he grabbed out of the ocean. Him and his family just went salt mining, I guess. I don't know what's the proper term. But it's from the Mediterranean. Could be kind of cool. I haven't really found anything to use it on because it's just raw salt. And like the grains are really big. But this could be the right thing. I'm hoping it'll help break the leaves up before they melt. Is the stream on? I thought it was good. Oh, it's turning into a mess. The leaves are really starting to fall apart now. It's like just a big bleh. But yeah, thinking back about my work stuff, like I know long term I need to stop working there. I've known that since I got hired because it was so obvious. They really hid it well. And they hide it well in the media too. There's like no negative reviews anywhere. I've been starting to make negative reviews on Glassdoor periodically, like every so many years, talking about the issues there. but that's as far as I've taken it. So theoretically, I'll go back in the summer. Since the school year starts in the summer, the first day of the school year is not January 1st. The first day of the school year is July 1st because that's when their budget is. They have to decide on the budget and finalize the budget before June 30th. Or that's like their last day. Oh shit. Yeah. Whew, that scared me. Did you hear that? That was so loud. I have the noise gate up pretty high on the microphone, but I feel like that probably came through. Holy shit. That's the doorbell. That was loud. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's really loud in person too. It's so disruptive. Like if there's ever drunk people running around this town and they somehow wind up in the apartment complex and they don't know what they're doing, they just hit all the buttons at the middle of the night. Oh my god. Fucking terrifying. I apologize for that sound. I have my noise gate up to like 6. I tried to turn it up to 8 earlier, but it wasn't picking up my voice very well. Because I modulate my voice so much. I can get so quiet sometimes depending on my mood. It wasn't working. Sorry. But that's the crack coming in the mail. They're here. Circum, it's the guy. It's the guy. It's my favorite guy. The guy who owns the restaurant. He delivers it by himself sometimes. I think so. It's crazy. I think he is his own DoorDash driver. I don't know how that works with money or whatever. Like if he's paying himself and then gets taxed twice, but like or Grubhub. I think the service and treat streams through Grubhub. But like he always delivers it himself. Oh, oh my god, it smells amazing. It's hot. Okay, so uh wow, this is bringing back memories. This is really, really hot mint tea. Like how they do in Morocco and northern Africa in general. I'm guessing Egypt as well. And just areas of the Mediterranean. Holy shit, does this smell amazing. Like it's a little leaky on the top. So I can really smell it. Oh my god, it smells so good. So, story time. I was in the middle of the desert one time and it was like 102 degrees or something. Really dry, so it wasn't like super bad, but it was really fucking hot and everyone was sweating and dying. And we stopped somewhere and they gave us piping hot, like boiling hot mint tea. And we were like just accepting it, no problem. But some of the people in my group, like the other Americans in my group, were like, "What the fuck? Why would one drink this? It's so fucking hot. I'm already hot. I want fucking hot tea." And I just kept my mouth shut and was like, "Okay, I have tea now." So apparently, the thought is in Morocco where I was visiting that if you have a very hot drink or hot food while you're in hot weather, the relativity of the heat from what you're eating to what's around you, it kind of tricks your mind into thinking you're not as hot. Yeah. I'm sure there's actual scientific reasons behind this, but that was the explanation that I was given. So we were all like, okay, we'll burn our mouths on this stuff. And we felt great. So, it was good. And this is perfect because it's so hot today. At least it's really humid. Zarknor, thank you so much. This mint tea is it's really gonna perk me up, I can tell. Okay, let me just move some things around because the tea was just slightly leaky. I don't want to get the carpet tea stained here. Be right back. Yeah, hello. Setsu? We're in a meeting. I'll turn the stream off. At one point, Zarkner was like, "Welcome back." I'm like, "Wait, what?" That's okay. Look, look.
That's a lot. Oh, shawarma fries?
Yes, from Zarknor. Okay, the stuff is crack. This is the stuff that's fucking crack. The shawarma French fries with their shawarma sauce, the orange stuff. It doesn't look quite so appetizing because I have the green screen on and it cuts out a lot of colors. But it's so good. It's one of the best things from this restaurant. I fucking love it. Um, the other thing that's really, really, really good is their baklava. But I think they ran out and substituted it. This will be fun too. It looks like in place of the baklava, they have tiramisu, which I said in French. Whoops. Tiramisu. Yo, Tony! Hi, got snacks. Want some? Thank you, Zarknor. Yeah, look. Can you see? That looks like tiramisu, right? Sorry, green screen lighting problems, but it's like, right? Like powdery chocolate, I think, and then like a layer of white, and then underneath is like a bit of a bready layer. Shit, I can't. I don't want to drop it. Smells good. Oh. I'm trying to make a pesto, Tony. You got any tips or pointers? I had like a big handful of oregano. I stripped the leaves off of the stems, tossed the stems. Well, by toss, I left them on my desk. And now I'm just crushing them in a mortar and pestle with some Mediterranean sea salt. Oh man, this tea is hot. I'm scared of gonna burn my mouth. But I guess that's the point, isn't it? Ooh. Open a cup. There we go. It smells so good. Mukbang stream? Maybe not. But I'm gonna try something. This has loose mint tea in it. And I don't want to drink it exactly with all the leaves. So I have this tea thing. Maybe I can like pour it through here. I think I'm just gonna make a mess and hopefully not destroy my computer because the computer is way over there and I'm over here. We'll see what happens. Or should I not do that? I don't know. Oh man, it's so hot though. I want to drink it while it's hot. What's going on, Tony? Oh man, it's so good. What are you up to? I haven't forgotten that you asked in for an emote, by the way. Which doesn't really mean much to you, since I don't have one to give you. Just know I haven't forgotten. I still think about it and wonder what can I do. Because I don't want to just make any old thing, you know? Same shit, different day. Bunch of work bullshit. Oh no! That stinks. Is it that one client that's always like asking you for too much? Oh man, this works perfectly. That was so easy. I always get all worried about pouring liquid from one container to another. But I'm a boss. I did a great job. Now I have a mug of really hot tea and like just little leaf bits in it instead of like big leaf bits. Hell yeah. Strain that shit right out. Look at me and my skills. I got Setsu's goofy mug. What's that? Oh, it's so hot. It's so good though. Yuck. Okay, calm down. Hmm. Oh, yeah, this is good. I needed this. I haven't been enjoying tea like I used to. Like, I kind of sort of had a psychotic breakdown and was super anxious all the time. I still have issues like bringing the anxiety levels back down, but because of that, my heart rate was just naturally really high. Like, last summer, I went and got my first ever like doctor's check in probably 6, 7, 8, possibly 10 years. Probably 10 years. And she was like, "Wow, your heart rate's 105 resting." Holy shit. I'm gonna die young. So, I haven't been having any tea or anything with like caffeine. But I forgot how good tea is. And how many teas there are that's just like herbal and no caffeine. Duh! Man, it's so good. My birthday was in April, and my mom gave me a couple of herbal teas. And I've just been like loving it so much. I never used to have herbal teas because I'm used to like Setsu and I really like Chinese teas and Japanese teas. Um, it's just our taste. So I haven't really been able to try herbal teas that much. Man, it's fucking good. Do you want to try this one? Hmm. It's pretty sweet. It's like mint and sugar and heat. It's awesome. Try it when you're ready. Okay. Mortar and pesto. Let's go. I haven't made the oregano yet. Or into a pesto yet. It's only like half squeezed. Okay, it lost a lot of heat because I put it into a like cool mug. Calm down. No, this was hot. I had to like get a toilet paper thing to like hold the original cup. It's really thin. That was hot. There's no insulation to it. It's just a container with a thin wall. But to be fair, I mean, I have very low heat tolerance. I don't do a lot of baking and cooking and stuff. I never burn my hands. Man, it's so good. Check tire pressure. Okay. Does anyone else have notifications built into your phone, like that you either put there or someone else did for you to do like normal human things? Like once a month, my phone tells me to check my tire pressure. Uh, every Monday and Thursday, my phone tells me get up and move around or like move around and stretch or something. Um, every 8 p.m., it tells me to stream because when I first started streaming in 2018, I was like, I'm gonna start streaming after work, after dinner. So I'm gonna like come home from work, relax a bit, get some things done, hang out with Setsu, have dinner, and then after it's all cleaned up and we're done, with all that stuff, like spending time together, from 8 to 10, I would stream and then go to bed. That was like my thing, and I haven't turned off that notification since 2018. Uh, there's other like normal things too, or like if we're going somewhere, that's something. Like Setsu and I have a shared Google Calendar, so when we make plans with somebody, we'll put it on the calendar so that we both know like when is it we're doing stuff. But like my personal calendar tells me to do so many things that are just regular people things, like going to the bathroom or brushing your teeth. I don't have those in my calendar, but it's like along that strain where I would literally forget. Like I forget to eat sometimes if I don't have something or someone telling me to do it. That's kind of why I'm so hungry right now, and how perfect it is that Sakura sent some food. Cause like, I forgot to eat. I had some watermelon, but it doesn't really help your appetite. Uh, Stop asking for food, anyways. Come on, leaves turn to mush. It's really getting somewhere. I think adding the salt helped a lot. Wait, what do you think about the tea? He likes it. Yes. I didn't know if he would like it because it's got sugar in it. He usually does like just straight tea. Yo, I don't have that. Sounds awesome. Cool emote. That's not straight tea. Nice one. I did not expect that. Nor did I think of that. That's clever. That's awesome. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna add more olive oil. Keep everything moving. Gonna add another sprinkle of salt. So cool. I'm using my uncle's Greek salt from when he harvested it. Yeah. Ooh, that's loud. Back from picking up my daughter. What's happening in here? All kinds of stuff. Like nostalgia and experimentation. Zargnor sent over some tea and it's hot mint tea, which brought back all these crazy memories of when I was like wandering around the desert in Morocco. And it was really fucking hot, and we like stopped at somebody's house and we're like, "We're hot, please help." And they were like, "Take this scalding hot tea, it'll cool you down." We were like, "That doesn't make sense." And then we drank it and cooled down. It was great. And then I have my pesto that I'm still squishing. Stop it. um, it's getting more mushier and mushy and turning dark, so it's a good sign. Fancy pants? No. No, it's too hot for pants now. I'm wearing my shit ass, disgusting, hand me down, like weird workout looking shorts. Here, I wonder if I can show you. Where's my stream? There it is. There. Look at that. It's just like, where's the camera angle? There we go. It's like cotton, like just stretchy cotton. A little drawstring, and they have pockets, so that's nice. This side, the pocket has a hole on the inside though, so not the best, but no fancy pants, just me. Yeah, I definitely need to get some pants that fit me. That is a goal. That is a big goal for one day, eventually, maybe, hopefully. Either either I go back to work and start making money and get myself pants, or I lose a bunch of weight and wear the pants that I own. We'll see. One or the other, right? Yeah, they're really comfy. It's just it sucks because like, what do I do? I can't really go out anywhere. People look at me funny. Like I do anyway, and people look at me funny, but like sometimes I have to actually go somewhere nice and I don't have anything to wear. Dresses are great though. Then you don't have to wear pants at all. And that's the fucking best thing ever invented. Except dresses mostly don't have pockets, which sucks. You've lost quite a few inches? Oh, okay. Yeah, send pics. Also, Star Fox, I hope I didn't offend you in your stream the other day. I just decided to stop talking. It seemed like you were upset, so I just left. I'm sorry. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I just want to take my shirt off outside cuz it's hot. Ooh, I can see the tea. There's tea and mint. Ooh, I'm going to be caffeinated. I've just been pouring the tea from the delivery cup that looks weird on green screen through this strainer. Normally you just leave this to steep in your pot, like your teapot. It's one of those ones that has like the lid and the chain that you can just like grab the end of the chain that's hooked onto somewhere and then take the whole thing out. Yeah. But this way, I don't have to think about it. I can just drink out of my mug. You feeling nuts, Star Fox? What's going on? Oh, oh, my stream didn't scroll. You offended me. I took it personally. You left me. I'm all cried out and back to you. Love you more. Oh my god, Starbucks, don't say those things. Thank God I didn't scroll down in chat until you said the next thing. God damn it. Stop. I felt like I was making you uncomfortable, I guess. So I decided to stop. So I'm sorry for that, at least. Whether you were offended or not. Cause so yesterday, I had a piece of chocolate and then I went on a walk for like an hour. And boy, it was like in the 90s or something. And it was also high humidity yesterday. And I came back beet red. Like you can see the red in your username right now in the chat. Like that was the red of my face. And it was just so fucking hot. And I'm like, I might as well be able to get some sun if I go outside for things like that. Like, that would be great. And that's when I popped in your stream. You got glasses, finally. Dude, that's been like, what, more than a month? How long's it been? Whatever you got, Star Fox, lay it on me. You tell me whatever you want to say. Media share? Let's see. Am I looking at Discord for something? No, I'm not. Okay, I'm good. I love this Derp Squad server. People are so cool. People are trying to make plans with each other, spamming the chats, sharing pictures. It's so awesome. Although I don't like to touch or be touched a lot, I want a hug woman. How long's it been? Ever. That's how long. Ever. You want... Oh. I can't read. I'm like, what's a hug woman? I want a hug, woman. Duh. Why? Why do you want a hug? Can I ask that? Hug woman. I'm dumb. Do you see the username in this chat? Look at the URL. Twitch.tv/failedderp. I fuck up a lot and I don't take things the right way a lot. I'm so literal. It's not even funny. Except this time it is funny. Like, you gotta understand. I picked the name and it's spot on. Starfox, what do you want to hug for? Are you sad? Or just because? Also, I'm really sorry. This is so loud. Ah, nice glasses. Does that make this ironic? It just makes it logical, I think. Oh, you got more than one pair of glasses? Wait. You got purple. You got... This reminds me of the Earth, like a sunset. It was like dark on top, bright on the bottom. That one's really cool. And you got Lucio glasses, I think. It's like green and purple. Dude, they look good. Nice smile. My fugly mug is in your DM. I don't know. I just want to hug because you're the best. No, you. Yeah, I'm checking out these pictures. They look great. I like it a lot. Like a lot, a lot. It's pretty cool. I can't believe you got 3. So, are glasses cheap in your state? Like, the glasses I get, well, never mind. I think it's my own fault. Because I try to not buy things that are made in China or made in Japan for eyewear. I'll get ones that are made in Europe. Because I was brought up to be racist against Asian manufacturing. Not really. I just wanted to support, like, Western culture, business. We don't have made in USA glasses. That's one pair? No, there's 3 different colored glasses. What are you talking about? I can see them in my pictures. How do you do that? You can change your color glasses? No, there's quite distinctly 3 different pair. Were those the 3 you were trying to pick from and you picked one? Those are definitely not color changing glasses. There's no way. What are you doing? I'm literal. You can't mess with me like that. They're called toppers? What's that? Am I about to learn something new today? I think I just learned something new yesterday. That's a lot all at once. What did I learn yesterday? Oh, dialogue. I learned the word dialogue yesterday, but like not the French word, like dialogue, 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 right? It's when people speak to each other back and forth, back and forth. It's words specifically. But dialogue, when you cut off the word at the G and the G is the last letter, dialog, that's like digital communication. I had no idea. Like when there's dialogue um, between characters or something, or you're like writing a storyboard or like putting text on a website or something, it's like dialogue with a G in the end. Anyway, what the hell's a topper? T'Challa, Gryffindor, and Grover. That's cool. Oh, this is so good. Mmm. But what is it? Is it a sticker? Is it a clip-on thing that goes onto your lenses? How does it work? Mmm. So I've never really had tiramisu before because I was always against coffee things. But now that my body is older and the taste buds are different, this is pretty good. I don't mind bitter things so much anymore. And like coffee has that, the coffee bean has that like bitter edge to it, much like a cocoa bean does. It's pretty good. It's a magnetic frame. Oh, dude. But what happens if you like go to take a phone call and like fry your phone because you were brought it up near your head? I'm guessing it's like really weak magnets. Mm. Holy shit, this is so good. Zarkno, thank you so much for sending stuff. This is crack. You like tiramisu, don't you? You ordered it before. I gave it to Setsu and I said, "You like this? Here you go." He's like, "I do."
The top part's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's bitter.
The middle is a little too whipped creamy. I ate the top off.
He just wants to eat the top part off of it. It's fine. Okay. I don't know how these things work. It's really cool though. I kind of like that. We can sort of accessorize but not buy several different lens or frames. Cuz that's what I was wondering, like, man, that looks like it'd be really expensive to buy several different pairs of glasses. I've never heard of toppers before. Is that like a brand name thing? Yeah. They look really good. It's not a brand name thing. Oh, I'm just ignorant. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to ask my aunt about it cuz my aunt is my was it optometrist, ophthalmologist? What's the word? She's my eye doctor. Optometrist, I think, right? She's a she's a boss. She had her own business for a while. And she had two different store locations and would like work half the week in one and half the week in the other, like flip-flopping days and like trying to build up her customer base. She worked her ass off. Mm. You're getting a yellow one, you said? Optometron. Okay. That sounds right. um she ended up closing up shop though. Like it was just too much after the 2008 recession and stuff. Afghanistanis? Sir, are you okay? Motherfucker. Are you good? Mm. Oh my god. That just the word that last word you put in there just makes me think of mayonnaise. I can't look at it. Urgh. Derp. This is fine. Ugh. You know, that's one of the emotes I wanted to make for like the longest time. I have an emote, I have a file full of just like dead emotes. Like, this was a good idea, but this is a dumpster fire. Just throw it in the bin. Don't delete it, but just throw it in the bin. And I have this one that's it's like what should be a representation of my face with just fire behind it, and it was gonna be like, oh, this is fine, like that one dog with a hat sitting at the table and like the whole room's on fire, having his like coffee or something. Yeah, it did not turn out well at all. I looked like, I don't know, the cartoon version of me just wasn't good at all. Scrapped it. Cause that was when I didn't know how emotes should look like. I was putting like too many details because I drew like I was just drawing regularly and composing things regularly. But I always forget like emotes you have to put in the least amount of detail. The more simplified you can make it, the better it looks. Because your eyes don't have to strain to see it. What the hell is that detail? Can't tell what the fuck that is. Is that a nose? Like even my raccoon's like a bit much. So evil. So perfect. Even my bucket head. Like they're so hard to see. What?
Sorry, soft funny gift.
Okay. Satsu's over there in another world. Hmm. I don't know how far I can break this leaf structure down. Some of them are just like rolling up. What's so funny?
I asked the guy to play One Piece with me. Hey, want to just yeet our gems on this next banner?
Uh huh.
Well, one friend, he's like, I only have 29 gems. I can't even yeet. I can't even pull one time.
Okay. That's funny.
He has the weakest hands.
Okay, Sensu and his friends play this game where you need like in-game currency to do certain things. And his one friend constantly spends all of the currency as soon as he gets it, so he can never participate in the cool events that comes out in the game. They're all talking about like they're all planning it out, like, okay, this is how I'm gonna use my in-game currency. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, here's my idea. And the one friend just like, I can't do anything. I have no money. Man, that's relatable as hell right now. Star Fox, when is it gonna be safe to like go on airplanes again? They keep saying that it's safe, but I feel like it's not. I want to go back and do like events and things and meet people again. Back before my breakdown and all that stuff, like, you know, TwitchCon 2019, I went, met DC, almost saw you, almost met Gunho. I met RLCJ. I met Phantom. They were like, and Setsu came along too, and I met I say I. Obviously Setsu met all these people as well because we went to everything together. But who do we also run into? Tony. But not weird guy Tony. What's his name on here? Slade Zeno, I think is his Twitch name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Star Fox. I wanna get going on that. I even met Sebastian. Like, he couldn't make it to TwitchCon all of a sudden because like something happened and he had to change his plans and cancel. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, you, me, and DC, we're the three Derpsketeers. Like, I have to meet you in person. DC couldn't go, but I went up by myself and hung out. It was awesome. But like, I still haven't met you. I still haven't met Zarknor. I mean, Zarknor probably doesn't want to see me in person, but like, you know, I want to go meet Derp Squad people. Acid's like, when can we host an event in Finland? You know, like that would be so cool to have a Derp Squad thing. And obviously, it'd be really hard to host something like just locally within our small group. But if there's ever another TwitchCon or something, that might attract people who may be interested in TwitchCon, but also interested in meeting us. And it's like two birds with one stone. It might be like more of a reason for people to come out, you know? Derp Squad cruise? Oh my god. Yeah, just something, you know? Like I want to do something. It'd be so fun. I love all our get-togethers on the internet, but like I don't know. There's so few people who understand what it's like to have friends who don't live close by. Like yesterday was my grandfather's birthday. He's probably 90. He was born in the 30s. I'm not sure which year. Um, but it came out at some point that he was kind of like criticizing their new neighbor's family, and they're like some city family that moved up to the mountains in the countryside where my grandparents are. And the poor girl is just she was a preteen moving up there, and now she's 13 years old, and like all her friends are back home where they were in the city, and she doesn't have friends here yet. And my grandfather's like, "Oh yeah, you know, she's got to leave her room more often. She just hangs out on her phone all the time. That can't be good." And like while I agree with him, I don't think he sees a value in like online friendships or digital relationships at all. And like I don't know. I feel like that's something that's caused me issues even with my like insurance claim getting denied. I've been saying like I've been trying to work on building relationships with people again and like getting to know people again and like putting myself out there because I've been so fearful of the world. But they're like, "Oh yeah, Derp just spends all her time on social media. She's just being lazy. She's not actually mentally ill." Like, what? I want to get us together in person. I want to have people understand like we're awesome. I know I don't have to prove it to anybody. You know, I'm kind of framing it not quite right, but I want us to meet each other at some point. Even if it's just one-on-ones and I travel the world trying to find Derp Squad people. Like I don't care. I want to do it. You guys are awesome. I don't know what sort of event would drag people out though. That's why the only thing I can think of is like TwitchCon or something. Don't cut off his arm. Maybe he can just wear like one of those bodysuits and then like unsew the arm seam or something. So you never actually see what he looks like. Can you imagine wearing a bodysuit and like taking out the seam here so it's just the arm like Star Fox keeps saying? He's like, Look it. Look it. Did I show you? I got this last night. Look at how small it is. Wait. This is the Raspberry Pi machine. A little computer that one day will hold my website. I'm so excited. I got the starter kit version because it comes with a book on like how to set it up and how to do things. And I definitely need that information. So, the starter kit one, the little board that they made, the Raspberry Pi board, they put it in this housing already. So, I can take it apart, I think, but I'm not going to bother with it. It's already nice and protected. Seems cool. And it has like a official book, the official beginner's guide. Maybe I'll learn how to code because it shows you how to do like a coding thing that's like very visual. Like they quite literally have visual blocks. They made like an not operating system. They made like a user interface for this coding thing, so you don't have to learn like syntax exactly. But like see these vertical blocks all fit into each other and they're different colors and stuff. They're like puzzle pieces and they only fit in certain ways or something like that. And then you can just like use drop downs within the blocks to like change variables that are already preset. And then the second half of the book runs you through like using Python. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of, we need to talk about that. What? Am I in trouble? What did I do? What? Hmm. You know what? I might sit down. Starbucks, you're fine. I don't really. I never really asked anything of you with the expectation that you have to deliver. It's more like I have questions. If you have answers, I'd love to listen. No, don't don't frame it like that. That's not what I meant at all. I just figured you're someone who knows me, you know? Like I trust you enough to bounce ideas back and forth with you and not feel like you're just trying to tear me apart or hurt me or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to like do things for me. French lessons. Oh, like what's the structure of French lessons? Wait a minute. I just ran over my foot. It hurt. Hey, don't even have to move the camera. Cool. Or not really, anyway. What's better? Is this better? Not really. So French lessons are kind of like however you want to do it, really. Um, I haven't done one-on-one private lessons before ever in my life. I've only ever done one-on-one tutoring with my own students who I meet with every day or every other day. So I already know them and have spent countless hours with them already. I've spent countless hours with you too, so I like know you as a person, but I don't know like your learning style and things that you do or inspire you necessarily in terms of learning. But like if you're interested in doing French lessons, I think you would probably be my first student. So in that sense, we basically have ultimate flexibility. Like whenever you feel like it could be very nearly what we end up with in terms of meeting together or doing work together. Um like the if you saw the Patreon, I'm guessing, and I have the different tiers and stuff. Here, let me open it myself too, so I'm not just speaking out my ass. Um, I'm also new to the website, so excuse me for being a little slow. I don't always know what to click on because I made the account like a billion years ago, and then never did anything with it. Where's the levels? The stream keeps pausing. Oh no. Yeah, I'm dropping frames. Shit. Okay, it looks like we're back in the green now. Hopefully it stays good. I can definitely see it's like modulating a bit or fluctuating a bit. What do you think? Am I coming through or not really? Sorry, Star Fox. Come on, Cora. Come on. It's her, but the dog seems chill. I think she might have accidentally stepped on him. Sorry, I just heard like a dog shriek outside. It sounded like someone kicked a dog because they did a sudden like squeal kind of sound. This one lady who's got a billion dogs. She's always fostering, and sometimes she's a little questionable. Did you refresh, Starfox? Are you here? Are we good? Sorry about the bad connection. That's probably me. Man, sitting feels good after standing. For 2 hours. Holy shit. Yeah. It says dropped frames is 15%. What the hell? Mm-hmm. Hmm. I wonder what happened. I am teaching French lessons though. I don't have my first student yet. I know. I'm not sure what I did, but like, holy shit. There must be like some background downloads or something somewhere. I don't really have programs open, but I'll close whatever's left. Malwarebytes, you can go. CCleaner, you can go. Background programs. Intel, Realtek, Nvidia. That's what I need to run the computer. Stream Deck, OBS Studio, Elgato Sound Capture. I can close that. The mouse program, the voice program. Yeah. I don't know. We did end up getting an upgraded router. That was a thing. So apparently, the router that I had that was like good quality was so old, or no, it was optimized for Wi-Fi. It could get up to full speed for Wi-Fi, but for Ethernet ports, it was capped at like 100 Mbps, megabytes, right? Megabytes, not bits. Yeah, megabytes per second. It was capped at 100. Uh, but now we have a different router, and the Wi-Fi and Ethernet are both fast, so that's pretty cool. Because that was a huge problem. Like whenever Setsu was in meetings and stuff, like it would completely destroy the stream, which apparently it still does here and there, but I don't know why I'm dropping frames now. He's just reading code and looking at like text sites. Well. But yeah, plan is start with French lessons, and the method and the format matters much less to me than anything. The student would have in mind. So it doesn't mean I don't have any ideas, but like if the person wants to do group things, I'm comfortable with doing group things and orchestrating times and schedules. If the person wants to do individual only, maybe they're shy or whatever, or has a really unusual schedule and they just simply wouldn't work on like a fixed schedule or something like that. Yeah, okay, then we do one on one instead of small group. Like it really just depends on the individual person. And how that works for me on the teacher scale or teacher side of things is I only take on as many projects as I can handle. If all of a sudden all these people sign up for um like actual lessons, like hour-long lessons, well, then I'm going to have to make a schedule and I'm going to have to tell people like this is when I'm open. You can fill in these specific openings. Like I might have ones that are like this is an individual one-on-one, like first come first serve. This is a group one, anyone can go, maximum number or 30 people or whatever. I don't expect to have more than like 2 or 3 people at a time, but just saying like it would just depend on what it is that I can handle, like workload wise. Like if Star Fox wants to do lessons with me, I'm open. My schedule is open, and I'll work with whoever it is, the one person. Especially Star Fox. He's a fucking badass, and he deserves my best work. So, you know, I wanna I wanna do right. I wanna be able to teach. I wanna not have to worry about the constraints of where it is that I work. Now, obviously, there's issues with like I am inexperienced um with small group setting. I'm inexperienced with one on one. That's like a me thing, but I can work on that. And the other limitation would be like, well, and I don't even know if this is a limitation. It's just the only difference in experience is I'm not well versed in teaching online. I have done it during the pandemic, but there were very specific rules and boundaries and limitations preset from the school district. So I wasn't able to just do whatever the fuck I felt like. I had to do things in a very regimented way. Um, so that wasn't much of an experience for me. Um, my best skill set is working in person with technology present. Um, So I'm thinking because I'm usually a very digitally literate teacher compared to others, it should be a relatively natural transition from in person plus technology to just online. Um but if there are people like in the stream or in Derp Squad or anyone who's interested, um I'd definitely be thankful for the experience of like getting to better my skills with teaching online and teaching either a small group or one on one. I think it probably wouldn't take a very long time to start to realize, what things are conducive to online environment and what things are probably things I should stop doing that work best in the classroom and nowhere else. It's interesting to think about cuz like when I teach in the public school setting, usually how I set up my classroom like the atmosphere of it, the feel of it, generally is, we're all learners here and we're all working together. So I have a room full of people who don't know what they're doing in terms of the new skills that I'm trying to introduce, whether they're beginner or intermediate or advanced. Like generally speaking, they may have some background knowledge, but they don't know what we're doing right now in the moment until they experience it for the first time in my classroom. So like I usually would focus on like partner work and like having people practice things with other learners and learn things from each other, right? Because when you're new, the way you pick up on something may be different than the way someone else picks up on something. And you may, like, while looking at the same object, you may take note of it from a different angle and see a different aspect of something than the other person does. So when you're working together as learners, you kind of have that benefit of being able to compare, cross reference, and then strengthen your understanding through being with someone else, which to me is almost like the most powerful thing you can do when learning, because you're making connections with someone and making connections with your content and um building on the background knowledge that you have and from your own observations. It's like one of the strongest forms of learning, because you it's like when they say teaching someone what you've been learning helps reinforce what you're learning. It's kind of like that. So I think that's like almost one of my biggest insecurities with teaching one on one, because I don't have the benefit of looking at something with fresh eyes like the learner would, and being able to be that person to know exactly what it is that they see, and also simultaneously be aware of what they're not seeing and help them get to that point where they can see everything, or at least a better, fuller view of whatever's a new knowledge they're trying to pick up or new skill. Man, that got so specific, but like that's definitely where I'm at with teaching one on one. Like I want it to be good, but I know that's going to be one of the challenges for me is like being able to tap into the student directly and not make them feel bad like, "Oh, so you have this knowledge, right? But did you notice all the shit you didn't notice?" Bet you didn't. Obviously, that wouldn't be very nice. Usually, the act of working with a partner is the activity where you learn things. So, I'm going to have to think of other activities in which they can learn one concept from multiple angles. It's very like metacognition, it's thinking about thinking. Oh, shit, that was loud. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can definitely get lost in metacognition, which again is thinking about thinking. Or thinking about someone else's thinking. Boy, is that a fucking trip. But it helps to be able to have that awareness anyway, or attempt at the awareness for learners. Man, I'm getting impatient with this pesto because my arms are so weak and I'm not crushing it very well. But it's gonna be so good when I actually am done. I've been telling myself that, like, don't give up. Like, you actually have to put in the hard work to do something or to complete something or to learn something. Don't give up. Because it's so often anymore that I do nothing because I know I'm gonna fail or I think I'm gonna fail. And that's not why I'm failed. I need to get off my ass and like just do hard work now instead of fearing the whole world. And hopefully in the process I gain things like muscles so I can do normal tasks easier again. And not worry about, oh, can I do it? Can I not do it? Am I strong enough? Probably not. I need someone to lift this for me or crush this for me or open this for me. I used to be so strong. I used to have mental fortitude as well, but I've just let myself get beat the fuck up at work and in my relationships with people. But it's my hope that kind of trying to take control of things again and like be creative again and start teaching on my own terms, like with private tutoring and stuff. I feel like it's going to be really good for my mental health. babe. Hi. Hi, Cora. Hi, Pepper. You want a french fry? Sorry. You want a french fry. I wonder, like, realistically speaking, how long should it take to crush up um about a half a cup of oregano? It's really mushing pretty good now. I've definitely paused a lot. But I wonder, like, in cooking videos and stuff, like, how much time passes in those time skips that they do when they cut out video. Makes me wonder. Also, I'm keeping an eye on the stream now. It seems to be okay with frames and stuff. I'm gonna ping Star Fox and see if he's back. I feel bad. I think he was really asking me questions. Like, they were gonna be important questions. What's making me really happy watching this, which I really wish you could see, is like in this leaf mush, there's like all these teeny tiny pieces of leaf that are breaking off, like little dots. And that's what I want. I really want to pulverize the shit out of these leaves. And it's finally starting to pulverize. I'm getting excited. Ah! I can't believe my stream is just making pesto. It's been 2.5 hours of me trying to crush just a couple of leaves. I feel like people are gonna make fun of me later. Like, wow, it really took you 2.5 hours just to mush some leaves up in a cup? Yeah, yes, it did. Mm. Oh my. Man, it's so loud when you clank the side of it. I'm trying to use the pestle to push the leaves back down to the bottom because they keep like flowing up and getting pushed up the sides of the mortar. You know what? Wait a minute. Okay. I just had to check which is the mortar and which is the pestle. I'm correct. The pestle is the stick, the mortar is the bottom, the bowl. But yeah, the leaves keep going up the sides. I have to keep pushing them down. But then if I clank the side of the bowl with the stick, then it's really fucking loud. Arrgh! But yeah, if the stream looks like shit or keeps buffering, it's streaming at like 1080p for whatever reason. So if that's the problem, just change the quality if you can to like, I don't know, 480 or 720 or something. I think you can lower it to as low as like 160 or do audio only. I know I do that a lot with like mobile anyway. Squish! Satu, you want to see? What?
Whoa.
It's so dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's got olive oil and salt, and that's it.
Olive oil, nice.
You want to smell it? What do you think?
Oregano-y.
Yeah. It's not basil.
We need some cheese.
Oh, cheese could be good. I was thinking lemon juice also, but we don't have that.
With lime.
Yeah, maybe lime. And I also brought out the pine nuts.
That'll be good. We'll have some OJ.
Ew. This bitch just said put orange juice in it. What the hell? Pulp or no pulp? Yeah. Orange juice with pulp is the best pulp. I mean, it's the best orange juice. One second. Okie dokie. I was thinking of making a going live post on Twitter, but I don't know what's the point. Ooh. Wait, I'll do it on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. I did it. Ah. I can't believe it's 3:20 already. I don't know. I think it might be due to like sleep deprivation. But lately, I've been like waking up, having the morning fly by. I either like I'm in a trance for it or like not fully lucid. And then it's like 1 or 2 p.m. and I start doing things. And like within an hour or two, I'm like, holy shit, it's mid to late afternoon. Like it's just the full first half of my day doesn't exist because I'm not like lucid or awake. It's been so trippy. Like last night, I think I went to bed around somewhere between midnight and 1, or at least I signed off of the computer and like turned everything off because I wasn't tired, so I was up late. But then it took another hour for me to be able to feel tired. So it wasn't until like 2 in the morning that I put things down and like probably started to fall asleep. I'm just like never sleeping anymore. It's so challenging to function the next day. Okay. The leaves are produced so much. I think I'm probably not gonna get much more out of it. Like crushing it. They seem pretty freaking squished. And there's a lot of like little bits ripped off, like just dots of a leaf. I think mostly what's left and sticking to the pestle is the fibers that are inside the leaf, like all the little veins and things. So, maybe pine nuts are the answer. Put in some pine nuts, which will also stretch how far the pesto goes, because there'll be more things in it. I just put in a shit ton. Can you see them all? Yeah, it's all mushy. I think the leaves are as mushy as they're gonna get. Man, it's been like 3 years since I've made pesto. When I was first thinking about it, I felt like, oh, it wasn't that long ago, but I think it's been like at least 3 years. Because it was right when I started my job that I had like a whole bin, like a recycling bin, that I filled with dirt and planted basil seeds in. And it was like full. There were like 50 plants in that bin. The whole apartment smelled like basil and it was awesome. It was so fresh. And we like cooked with it, we baked with it. Not baked with it. We cooked it all the time. But then like you have to keep pruning the leaves or whatever, so we'd like prune the plants and snip off some things and we didn't know what to do with it. So I have a huge mason jar full of dried basil leaves we still use, like sprinkle in foods and stuff. And then um like that was with the individual leaves and shoots and things that we had to prune off. But then at one point we harvested like all of it at once and made this awesome pesto. So good. I want to do that again. Like grow stuff. That was fun. That's back when we had an apartment that had access to sun though. Where we are now, it only has partial sun all day. We don't have any direct light that comes in. So, I think this is gonna be pretty good, Setsu. Yeah. Ah, dude. I'll show you guys in a minute. I'm trying to mix the. I crushed up all of the pine nuts, and I'm trying to mix the leaves in them now. It looks pretty banging. Woo! It's still nice and dark. It smells really good. Fresh oregano and dried oregano definitely have a bit of a different smell, though. It's funny because, like, dried basil, I feel like dried basil still smells like basil. Oregano has a slightly different aroma when it's dried up. Maybe our basil that we have is just, our oregano that we have from the store is just really old, or maybe it's a different kind. I think I'm done. Looks pulverized as hell. Winning! Cool. So I think I'm just gonna pour in a bunch of olive oil and like cover it up so it doesn't oxidize and like wilt too much further. Since crushing it really does a lot of damage. There's no more fibers for it to hold on to and like nourish itself with. The leaves are dead as dead can be. But the olive oil helps, kind of like seals it in and protects it from the oxygen in the air. So I'm just gonna push it all down in the mortar, get it off of the pestle, and then fill it up with olive oil. I'll have to go to the store later and get like lemon juice or probably grated cheese, like some sort of sharp cheese, like Pecorino Romano or something like that. We might have some, yeah. Oh man, it's so dark. It's staining my hands. It stained the end of this. Can you see it's like a little darker on the bottom? Here, I'll show you everything. I got. It's quite a mess. Hi, fish! I think I'm gonna end stream soon. I finally just finished it. This is my mortar and pestle. Pesto time! Yeah. I usually make pesto with basil, but my mom grew like a shit ton of oregano and was like, I don't actually know what to cook with oregano here. It was like 2 days ago, and I left it on my counter, and I'm like, oh, that wilted a lot. Whoops. So I decided to crush it. Here's what we got. It looks disgusting, and it's way less. Well, actually, doesn't look so bad. The green screen's not really destroying it. So, that is also pine nuts in there, and a lot of olive oil. I was just about to top it off with olive oil as far as I could cover it, so that way it doesn't wilt and like turn rotten. Quite so quickly. I don't know if you are familiar with pesto, but a lot of times pine nuts are great inside. Ideal for pasta and salads. Oh, well, okay. This Costco version, thanks to my grandfather. But yeah, you can actually leave these in the freezer. Most nuts freeze really well. So like if you're a person that doesn't eat trail mix and doesn't just eat nuts by themselves for fun, because I know people do that. If you like to put them in your food to make your food taste better or change it up, but you don't do it often enough and they go stale on you, just put them in the freezer. It's so good. Pre-made pesto is good too. So you literally just crush it up. You can put it in a blender. You can just put it in a. I have like a mortar and pestle. It's like a bowl and a stick, like a mallet. You just scroll it around, scrub it around, and the leaves just get crushed up between the pestle and the mortar, like on the walls. But yeah, a lot of people do blender. The only thing that's different is like if you blend it, sometimes you're just chopping it very finely. Whereas if you crush it, the oils and things tend to come out more from the leaves, so you get more like flavor and stuff. If that makes sense. Crushing it's better. It just takes more time and effort. Um, then you take your leaf, crush it, or chop it up in a blender, and then just add olive oil and whatever the fuck you want, like grated cheese or pine nuts or uh lemon zest flakes or lemon juice, like, whatever you want. I like it. I like making it because I'm a nerd like that. Like you can nerd out over anything. Nerding out over pesto is definitely something that I've done several times before. But I also like it cuz it's way cheaper. Like you can grow a plant for like I don't know, 30 cents or something and then make pesto infinitely because you just prune the plant and don't kill it. Then it's like the rest of your life you can just have this for free. People could even nerd out over essential oils. Yeah, exactly. You can nerd out over basically anything you want. Oh man, I've been nerding out so hard lately, and I've been really enjoying it. Not over just pesto, but just like things, just because I've just been playing Overwatch all the time, or like just doing same old. But recently, I've been trying to do things that I like to do, and I'm like, man, I really like this. Like, wow, derp, that should be really fucking obvious. If you like this, you're going to react thinking that you like this. Doy. But like, it's awesome. I haven't followed my own desires in such a long time. Like creative projects like making emotes or um making a website or creating videos or making pesto, whatever. Like what sort of things do you nerd out over? I know you make some really cool stuff. Your your artwork with pixel work um and the animations too. They're so underrated. Like you post stuff in the art gallery and the Derp Squad channels. And I'm like flipping the fuck out and like people don't say things. I'm like, "Holy shit, this is so good." Like I don't know if you're the type of person that thinks bless you. I don't know if you think those projects are tedious. And if they are, I definitely understand why you wouldn't do them that often. But like if you can get into that, like if that's something you enjoy, I highly recommend you continue with it cuz that's really freaking cool. Darkner says salud to you. Uh what? No, gracias. I nerd out over MTG only. Magic the Gathering. I wish I could relate. I feel like I've let you down. I've known you for how long, Fish, and I've never really played it. It does seem cool though. Mm, it's more of a frenzy than a difficulty? Wait, can you explain? What do you mean? Like, hmm, like you like to do it and you just do it really quickly? Hi! Hey Rob. Um, Zarknar sent me some crack. I'm munching on. It's a crack snack. I've got mint tea. It was like piping hot, like Mediterranean style, like Egypt, Morocco, like hot tea that you have in the desert because it's really fucking hot, and then it cools you down. Yep. And then also, it came with like some sugar things. This I think it was supposed to be baklava, but they ran out, and they sent tiramisu instead. It was really 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 good. Um, it was like a little snack pack. And the last thing is these French fries. They're shawarma fries. Smells great. And they have like this shawarma sauce up there by the mic, the orange one. It's so good. The colors are probably a little off because I have the green screen on, but it doesn't actually look too bad on my screen right now, on my preview. What are you up to, Rob? I figured you went to bed last time I heard from you, so I've decided just to not poke too much, since I'm sure you're very busy. You seem very busy anyway. I don't want to interrupt anything. I'm bored and just kind of in a happy place while I work. You know what, Fish? That sounds perfect though. And you know what? I think I saw in maybe it was DC's Discord the other day or week. Somebody was like, it was you and someone else interacting. Yeah, I don't want to look, but they were you were saying like your most productive day is usually Sunday, and the other guy I was talking to you was like, "Huh, I don't do anything on Sundays. Like I work all week. I usually try and do nothing on Sundays." But I like when I saw what you wrote, Fish, I'm like, that's so fucking relatable. Because like you're in a school, I'm in a school, like that makes so much sense because um like when you're stuck in school all week long, you have to do homework, you have to do all this stuff related to school, you have to go to bed on time because you have to get up so freaking early the next day just to go to class. And like you don't have your time to yourself. And also you might be doing like extracurriculars or sports or clubs or whatever. So like Sunday is the one day you don't actually have to have your whole life revolve around your freaking school stuff and like the schedule that comes with it. So I was like, damn, I do the same shit at least when I can. Like if I don't have to make like lesson plans for the next week, if I'm actually done on Friday, um I'll try and like get everything done at least by Saturday, like homework or grading or whatever. And then Sunday's the fun day. You get to do like creative projects or work on whatever. Like I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's life. It's funny cuz like I think people who tend to work like Monday to Friday 9 to 5 jobs, they definitely are all like that. Like Setsu, anytime it's Sunday, he's like, I don't want to do shit. Just want to chill at home and not worry about anything and just not have to go anywhere or talk to anyone. You get most of your schoolwork done on Sundays. Yeah, that's like for me too. Like my homework as a teacher is make sure all the shit's graded, put on the internet, like on the web for the kids to see their grades, and plan the next week's worth of lessons. Like so that when I come in on Monday, like we do things. It's not just like sit there in the classroom and I'm like, oh, I don't have lesson plans. I don't have activities for us to do. That all happens Sunday, usually Sunday night. But like, yeah, because like the weekends, your time to do whatever the fuck you want. It's also catch up, I'm sure, but like still, um, I guess that's a difference between like us versus other people. Cause like the school stuff, that school life literally never ends. Like they force you to have school in your whole like sleeping, breathing, eating schedule. Whereas like people who work 9 to 5, when you sign out of work or clock out of work or go home at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that don't have to think about it until they get back the next day. Like like how I was saying with Setsu. Like he definitely works over hours sometimes, but they're pretty good about their boundaries with work. Like the boss is never like, "Hey, can you come in or like do this extra stuff or I know you're taking a day off, but can you just work anyway? You know, like they don't do that. So he's definitely all about doing nothing on Sundays because I guess for him, like he knows when he's on the clock, he has to work his ass off. And that's only in 24 hours. Yeah, those stolen evenings. That's what I'm saying. There shouldn't be homework anymore. Like, I really think schools should do away with grades altogether. Like, it's not like don't give assignments or don't have students practice things, but why do they have to do it at their house? Like, they're in school all day long. Doesn't that count for something? And, like, why do teachers have to grade everything and put numbers on it? Like, you know your students are improving or not improving, and you need to find ways to work with them to get them to continuously be able to uptake, understand, take apart, and be able to reuse the information that you've provided or the skills or whatever it is. You know, like, why do we have to put numbers on everything? Just do your job. Just do your fucking job. Help the kids get to where they need to be. Yeah, it's all busy work. Exactly. Exactly. And you know why us teachers get busy work? It's because we have to have something to grade because the system says we have to have grades. So stupid. Like, yeah. Have really strong feelings on this because I definitely personally feel like I'm wasting my students' time most of the time. And it's because of the rules set in place from the government or the school district or whatever. Like that's why I'm so excited to start doing private lessons. I can't wait to have my first student because it's going to be like a whole new world. When I start teaching French or tutoring or whatever it is that the person desires for their schedule and their goals, it's going to be so cool because we won't have to do busy work. Not going to be homework. You know, it's whatever we agree on. Like, what is valuable for you as a learner? We will do that. We won't do all this other shit. It's going to be so cool. Like, I'm so psyched. I hope to one day have tutoring be like more of a bigger thing for me and maybe like bring it onto the channel here. Because I feel like that would be a really valuable thing to just kind of shift how we look at learning. Because the way it's set up, at least in the United States, is seriously just a waste of everyone's goddamn time. It makes teaching suck. Cora, she wants my snacks. Wow, talk about rant and a half. I always love when you pop in, Fish. We probably talk about the same thing every time, but I feel like it's so engaging. Like every time you get my brain moving around. Independent practice works better. It's just less regulated. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm like kind of embarrassed right now, but like, yeah, you always get me like going on something, and I'm really excited about it because it aligns with the goals that I have for myself. I think it's gonna be really cool. You want to see? I wonder how many stems do I have? I think my mom just clipped the whole plant. Like these are so long. Two and some small ones. Three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa, almost dropped that one. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Holy shit, my mom murdered like 18 plants for this pesto. Sorry. To be honest, I got embarrassed because you, you and like a couple other people always get me like basically ranting about something that's been driving me nuts for years. And then I'm just like, "Oh god, I've been ranting. Just shut the fuck up, derp. Just stop. People don't want to hear what you have to say about this stuff. Like just calm down. They're going to think you're getting all political or whatever." You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I can't even be like, "I don't know what's acceptable." Like, yeah, I'm on my own channel. I can just say what I want. But the thing is, I also don't want to drive people away or be irritating. Can you tell I'm a little insecure? God damn it. Yeah, 18 19! I found another stem. Oh, 20. Just kidding. There's 20 stems. It was under my napkin. 18 plant casualties. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that maybe she just clipped off like the tops of them so that they grow tall again. But some of the stems are pretty like woody and like thick and strong, like they've been growing and maturing for quite a while. I don't know. But look, I just topped it off with olive oil, so I got to be really careful. Let me tip it slowly. Pine nuts, olive oil, salt, and oregano. Looks a little funny because of the green screen, but it's pretty close to color. The plants like got destroyed and they're completely black. Or very nearly. I'm excited. But yeah, I'm excited for the pesto. I'm excited to tutor and to teach on my own terms. I'm excited that I made a website, which I'm gonna keep showing off in chat, cause fuck you, I can do what I want. Um, it doesn't look good on mobile. It's a little bit broken on mobile, so if you do check it out on like a phone or a tablet, you may have to like pinch the screen and make it zoom out so you can find the settings to switch to different pages because there's 4 pages on my website. The little Gordon Ramsay in my head decided to remind me how he says olive oil. Oh man. Wait, what? Let me look this up. Gordon Ramsay. Olive oil. Gordon Ramsay olive oil compilation. Oh god. I'm not gonna show it on screen. It's just a YouTube. Um And there might be an ad first. Let me see. What does this sound like? Load! Skip ad.
We'll start off with olive oil. Start off with the olive oil into a pan. Olive oil, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil,
Okay.
and then a large sprinkling of extra
No.
virgin olive oil. Heat the olive oil and fry
Olive oil?
the until golden brown. Olive oil,
Olive oil?
olive oil in. Now, pan nice and hot. Splash of olive oil and a little touch of olive oil. And just place another teaspoon of olive oil around the outside so it starts to heat up.
Olive
Olive
oil.
oil in, olive oil in, olive oil in.
He probably says
Oil
those two
nice
words
and hot.
so much.
Touch of olive oil. Get that pan really nice and ready. Topping, heat olive oil.
It sounds natural.
2/3 olive oil. Bring together with olive oil, drizzle in a little.
Man, poor Gordon. People need to stop picking on him. That reminds me of like I have this one family member, my grandfather. One of them, he's from a city area, and he has a very particular way of saying certain words because of the city slang. I don't even, it's not slang, it's just his affect. It's just his speech pattern. But like, I think the one word, all his children started making fun of him. That would be like Darth and all his brothers and sisters. He says almonds, like the nut, an almond, and they were all like, the what? Because we say almond, right? Not almonds, but like 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 Albert almonds. Like I don't know. It was just it's different, right? And they were poking at fun at him until he actually one day was talking about that food again or that nut and he said almonds. And my family members who had been making fun of him for so long all looked up and were like, and they all looked at each other like, oh shit. And they spoke about it later, like, oh my god, we made fun of him so much about saying things or saying almonds that he actually changed to saying almonds. We're bad people. Like, holy shit. Yeah. Like, it's funny, but if you really think about it, like, holy fuck, they bullied their own parent that badly. Holy shit. Like, I cannot believe that. Poor Gordon and his olive oil. That's his way. If I worked in a kitchen for my whole life, I'd probably say it all shortened like that too. I'm also not English. I know like some vowels come out really differently. Uh, but I say like olive oil, oil, oil. So yeah, so like down here in my throat. I don't think you can really make that word sound very good in any language, to be honest. Whoops, forgot free sub. Oh shit. Here, have one. Hell yeah. Thank you, Fish. Enjoy your emotes. The new one is pew 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 pew. It's blue and purple. Two pretty good colors. I want to make more. Pew pew pew. Thank you, Fishy. I appreciate that extra much. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I updated that one too. Yeah. The raid one. It used to be a hedgehog with like flames coming out of his butt because he was like a meteor. I think I might change him up still because he doesn't look that good in chat. He just looks like a hedgehog on an angle. But like, I'm trying. I also updated the other hedgehog, the grumpy one that's roar with the flames coming out of his eyes. But I think now that he's different, honestly, before and after, you still can't really tell what the fuck he is at all in chat. Oh well. I tried. It's really fun as an art project, but I'm still figuring out how to make things such as emotes look good in chat. Definitely the best one is the that is my favorite one. This is the best one. Hence why it gets to live rent free, right on stream, right in the chat. At all times. Actually, I think I have my Buckethead one. Like whenever I stream without camera, I have just like the Buckethead sitting there in my place. Just like, what do you mean you can't see me? I'm right here. See the bucket on my head? Maybe for the raw one, size it down and add more white space on the sides. Size it down. What do you mean? Like, you mean like if I just shrink the size of the emote so he gets even smaller? Because I think that my problem is, or at least I believe my problem is that I added too much detail into the emote, which means that when it's in tiny, teeny tiny in chat, you're like, what the fuck is that? There's too many things on this. I can't tell what it is, Add edges. Oh, like spikier? Or like an outline? Do you No, add shoulders. Oh, because he's cut off on the sides. Yeah, see, that's where I was struggling. Like when I first drew my original, I actually had him like a whole ass hedgehog, like the whole ball. You could see the whole thing, and it was just like his nose and his eyes and eyes on fire, kind of peeking out of the ball. Oops. But when I sized it down to Twitch chat size, you could not tell what the hell that was. Spikes or no spikes. I can't seem to make a way to or find a way to make it look clear. I like your idea though. I think I should definitely try him again. And maybe I'll do that again and like try and simplify it even more. I'm not really sure what to do. Do you have a bucket helmet? Oh, dude. You know, Zargnor, I've really wanted to do that on stream. Like get a bucket and make it wearable and comfortable for streaming at some point. I feel like it's going to happen. I haven't gotten it together. I'll probably get one of those ones that like you're supposed to take to the beach so it's not heavy. But my emote is like one of those old pail buckets, like a metal pail. Do it. I want to. It's probably not even that hard. Like just put a bucket on your head. How hard is that? Doing full body drawings is so difficult. Oh, what are your friends into? Are they doing like role play? Like Dungeons and Dragons or something? That's cool. I've never done art for anyone, like for anyone's general use and purpose, other than for Sebastian. He's the only person I've ever made art for that they've actually like used it for something. And it was literally like almost like fan art. I was like, "Hey Seb, you got emote slots. Let me make something for you." And he was like, "Sure, I like this and this." So I combined the two things. This emote, this is the first thing I ever made ever, I think, after the bucket head. And like that's a full body emote. But again, it doesn't really work for, and it's not even like my design. It's just Gur from fucking Invader Zim with different colors and different shapes. But still, not D&D. Some are furries. Oh, yeah, that can be really tough because it's like trying to incorporate unique anatomies with human shape. I know what you're talking about. I haven't done that myself. Um, but I can definitely understand the challenges that come with that. Mhm. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna write that down. I have a sticky note somewhere of things that I want to do. Get beach bucket for bucket head streams. Exclamation point. You can't find the balance between human and floof. Hey, if you ever want to put it like a work in progress in the channels, um, feel free. You know, I don't mind. If you're looking for like ideas or critiques or something, um, let us know. You know, you can always just okay. Just wait, what? I'm checking Discord. Whoops. Someone messaged me and I thought it was you for a second. It's too much teenager at one time. It's not in the channel. Okay, okay. What do you mean it's too much teenager at one time? What? I'm just looking back now. I'm looking at the art gallery because it popped in my mind, and like the sleeping fish one, it's so cool. Okay, I got you. No worries. I think I understand. Well, if you ever have creative block and you want to talk about it, I'm sure there'd be people in a derp squad who would be interested in prepare yourself. Oh, I'm prepared. I'm fully prepared. All right. I'm ready. I will not show it on stream. It'll just be you and me. All right, I see you. Where's my mouse? There we go. Oh, it's so cool. What the hell? I like it. That's not something I'm able to do very well. That like two-tone. I see you've got some gray in there too, but like black, white, and gray, like it's hard for me to simplify it that far. I like that a lot. I don't think it's too angsty. What are you talking about? Yeah, it looks like you maybe had a photograph or a previous drawing and then turned it black and white and then added stuff on top. Right, because that head shape looks really natural. And that's actually kind of a smart way to do it. Maybe I should do that. Because, like, when I was doing practice with Tony, um, there's a person who comes in the stream sometimes. I don't know if you met him, but there's a weird guy, Tony, or Tony's kind of weird. He's got a couple different names, but he was like, "Oh, you're making emotes? Could you make me one of like me making a funny face? You can check out my Instagram if you want to look for like reference photos." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I started like I found a picture I liked and traced it. Um, but like obviously a person has a lot of details in their face that they don't reduce well into like an emote size. Um, so I have to like reimagine it a bit. But like this is really cool. I like it a lot. And it's kind of neat that you can like use to your advantage an existing image and like reduce it to black and white either on your own or they did it already. It's still really cool. Sorry, my phone beeped. I had to check it. Wasn't sure if it was important. It's not. I like it though. I hope your friend likes it. It's pretty cool. Oh, you sent the original. All right, let me check it out. Oh, the original is kind of confusing. So like the ears are facing straight out, but the head's a 3/4. They're like turning toward you. They should not be like this. Yeah. Oh, use an editor. Okay. Just clip out ears from somewhere else and stick them in the spot. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, and I can see the ones you made are like much better placed. It makes more sense. Very nice. Very nice. I don't think that's too angsty at all. I think it's really cool. It's moody because like they have very few details. Like the face is kind of like hidden. Um, they're not like facing you and being all smiley and open with themselves. They're kind of like closed off body language, but like it's cool. It's got like mood to it. Yeah, moody. You said angsty, and I'm like, okay, this is either gonna be like racy or like Um, it's really stressed out looking, but it's calm, I think. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's very nice, very nice. Hmm. Holy shit, it's 4 o'clock. Are you still working? You think you're gonna have another long day? Cool. Oh, dude, tomorrow's Friday and Setsu's has a day off. I'm so excited. The only bad thing is he's getting his second COVID shot tomorrow morning, so he's probably gonna be like destroyed the rest of the day. Hopefully not, but the last one, I think his arm was all like swollen because they stick it into the muscle instead of into your vein. So it's like leaves this really sore spot. You have what? You have soles? What's that? A technical day off sounds pretty decent though, even if it's not an official day off. What's soles though? Standards of learning test. Oh, is that your state exam? We must be in a different state because ours, since I'm in Pennsylvania, ours are PSSAs. Ours are kind of now too. Souls. That sounds so familiar. I wonder what state that is. Oh, Virginia. Okay. Yeah, there. Bless you, by the way. There's so many different words and names for that. It's like, and each state has different learning standards and stuff. Such a pain. At least you don't have to go to classes and like, hopefully you don't have homework and stuff. Like for us in our school district, they basically were like, if you're going to be, it's okay, yeah, it is countrywide. Every person who's in public school within a certain age range has to take state or has to take standardized testing to prove to the government that this student is learning, which means this school is doing a good job of teaching, which means that our youth of today are going to be good adults of tomorrow. They have to prove it to the government. However, the government, the national government, the federal government said, you know what, people are really different all across the country. Let's allow each state to decide what it is that they think is the most important thing. So each state has their own state test. And then each state tells the federal government, yep, we're good to go. Or, oh shit, we've had problems this year. And then, like, they have to deal with it at the state level. And the state has to figure out, oh, well, this school had a lot of fail or poor test scores. We have to, um, whatever. Different states do different things. Like some things in my state are kind of questionable. For example, if a school fails the mark that they're supposed to reach in terms of like how many students do well versus how many students don't do well, the school gets basically put on probation. And then if they fail again, they like take away the government funding for the public school. So instead of fucking helping the school, they punish the school and make it harder for them to do the job of teaching in the first place. So then what happens is eventually the school dies and the kids have to go to school somewhere else, or I don't even know. But I think like they can close schools down. Yeah, it's actually really crazy. And that's something that's happening in my state. It's probably happening in your state too, and many others in our area. But like, it's basically one of the ways that politicians have like snuck in methods for killing public school because public education is socialist, right? Since everyone gets to participate, everyone has to have the chance to better themselves through education, everyone has to have this opportunity. Some politicians are like, well, that's stupid. We could make monies on having schools if they're private schools, like a charter school or something like that. Let's just only have schools that cost money to go to, and then free money, because everyone wants their kid to go to school, so everyone's going to pay for it. So, that's what happens. They end up closing the public schools and say, "Oh well, fuck you guys." And then the private schools suddenly have more business. And then they can open more private schools and get more business, etc., etc. It's crazy. The government's so crooked. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm explaining how the corruption works. I don't agree with any of the things I've just been talking about. Free public school is so important. How it's become in the last 30, 15 to 30 years has been a huge downswing. And by downswing, I mean it's going to shit. Like, politicians have found ways to, like, kind of mess with the system like that, saying like, "Oh yeah, yeah, the state testing's really important. We have to make sure schools are doing a good job. Wink, wink. Let's find ways to prove that they're not doing a good job so that we can fuck them up and close them and then end up pushing people into private sector so that, you know, all the private schools that I've personally invested in because I'm a politician uh get more business." Like, it's so crooked. It's so fucked up. it's like it's like a large scale class war. Man, we're talking about all this crazy, like, intense stuff with education, but today, but I'm digging it. So, it's kind of a class war because people who have money have businesses, and um they want to hang out with people who are just like them and stay away from poor people. And people who are poor just want to not be poor, and they want to, like, experience life for real. Um, but if you close the public schools where all the normal slash poor people go to school, um, then you're basically all the rich people are like, "Oh, well, fuck those guys, and we don't have to worry about them anymore. Hopefully, they all just die." Like, it's really very brutal. Um, and yeah, this is a way that it is legally doable to hold people down and oppress them through laws. This is like, so you probably heard in the news lately, or from people talking about the news, or current events lately, that the system is racist, and this is exactly where it starts. Um, it's not the origin of all things, of course, in terms of why the system is a problem for certain people, but, like, they say, like, "Oh, well, the schools that struggle the most are the schools that have the biggest populations, and the schools with the biggest populations are the schools in the cities, and the schools in the cities, specifically inner cities, have a lot of immigrant families or brown families, black families, whatever. They're non-whites, and that's where we find the very beginnings of where it's really clear to see how systematic racism works. It's not just one person saying, "Oh, well, I'm going to be a mean teacher and only be mean to the black kids and not mean to the white kids," or whatever. It's not that simple, right? Because, like, I consider myself a good person, and I consider myself someone who wants to try and make things better. But how the hell am I going to fix that problem? I would have to be a politician, and I would have to have every other politician agree with me so that we can all vote on things and actually make positive change. Like, boy, is that hard to do. Yeah, and it's a bad case if I can't be in other people's shoes, for sure. And that's why we have so many problems, cuz, like, with the whole politicians making decisions issue, like, even if I were to become a politician and be like, "Well, I know about these problems and I want them to stop being problems," and then I offer my solution, and then there would be people who would have to vote on that, be like, "Oh yeah, I agree with you. Let's do that." And there would be people who would vote against me, like, "Fuck no, I don't want to have to deal with that. That's their problem, not my problem." Now we're on the idea of, well, who's a politician? And that's back to systematic racism, right? Because the politicians, generally speaking, historically speaking, that's a better word, in the past, have all been people that look the same, sound the same, have all the same opinions and the same backgrounds. So anyone who doesn't have that background or opinion suffers because the people who are politicians all agree with each other and they're like, cool, sounds good. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. And all the people who are not like them are like, well, that sucks. Guess I get to suffer a bit longer. Some people, it's their whole life that they suffer. Other people, they try and get into politics and they're like, well, I look like this. This is my background and this is my opinion and I'm different from you and I have things to say. So basically, it comes down to the more representation of different groups and types and backgrounds, like different backgrounds from people that we have in a political um, level, the more chance there is for changing the system of oppression. It's so big. I wish when I was younger that I understood it better because there were so many things I wanted to do to help the world, but obviously that's just how it is. When you're young, you feel like you can change anything, you feel like you're invincible, but you have to come to terms with what it is that one person is capable of, you know. They make it sound so easy like, "Oh, well, look at all the stuff that Gandhi did or look at all the stuff that Martin Luther King did." Like these figureheads. But really like historically, if you look at the actual details, they don't do all the work themselves. It's like all the people choose a figurehead. Like who's the most well liked or who's the most personable or who's the best figurehead to show that we're doing good things. And then they just pick somebody. Like yeah, MLK did a lot. Yeah, Gandhi did a lot, but like all their supporters did a lot too. God damn it, fish. I'm not. Am I being too serious? I'm just being realistic. I don't know. That's just that's just how it is. Cuz I feel like you're a kid in school. Like you probably know some of these things, but it's it's pretty interesting to see how it all works and how it all fits together. Like you're stuck taking that stupid ass test on it this Friday. That's now you know why you're stuck taking this stupid ass test. At least from my perspective. I'm sure other people may say other things about it, but that's my take on it. Yeah, the test isn't so bad. I mean, the the goal or aim of each state test that they come out with each year is like, let's find a decent average. Um, and then we'll say, you know, like basically anyone who doesn't pass the exams, at least in my state, it only takes 40 minutes. Ours takes like 2 weeks. What? I'm speechless. 40 minutes for the whole thing. Wait, so how does it work? Does the whole school day shut down? Like, if it's 40 minutes, then how do you have off all of Friday? What's the format for you guys? I'm curious now. Ours is crazy. What? Wow. Is that like a new pandemic schedule? Like since COVID, your school has changed schedules? Or have you always had Fridays off? What the heck? That sounds great. Okay. Okay. Cuz like we kind of sort of went to that pseudo 4 day, 5 day a week thing too. I don't know what my school's doing right now because I haven't been there in a little while, but they were trying to decide like, oh, do we make Monday that day or do we make it like Wednesdays? And so like either it would be like Tuesday to Friday were like the hardcore school, like full day school days, or it'd be like Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday would be like the hardcore school days, depending on whatever it is that they went with. I kind of like that. Less hours in school. No, it was like the same hours as school. But less back to back to back with the same kids in the same classrooms and the same everything. It's kind of nice to like change it up. That's cool that they picked Friday for your day off. I think I would like that too. It's weird though. Like, yeah, I agree. Our school district said the same thing where it was like, we're gonna give you an extra day off. So for students, you can actually get some work done, think a bit, process a bit, take breaks, work at your own pace. But then like for teachers, they were like, oh, it's not really a day off. You have to go and sit through meetings all day long and also call parents and make sure the kids are doing okay. Like they had a full schedule for us. So like we actually lost out on time to like get work done. Cuz normally each day we have a certain number of hours put aside to like eat lunch and grade work and lesson plan, but they like destroyed all of it and filled Wednesday with fucking meetings. It sucks. Yeah, the teachers' day. Yeah, cuz we have all that extra work to do. Hopefully your teachers have a bit easier than how we did it. Yeah, ours was so stupid. And like meetings every week? So much work. Mm. Wait, so like if you were absent from school one of the days during the week, do you have to go to school on Friday and like do the makeup work because you missed out? Like, so are there some people who still go to school on Fridays? Also, if you feel like I'm wasting your time at all and like taking up too much of your time and you're trying to like get out and like work on other things or do other things that you enjoy, please just say something. Don't worry about me asking all my questions. I'm just generally naturally very curious. So just let me know if I'm talking too much and you need to peace out, okay? Hi, Ratlin. How are you, darling? It was fun playing last night, I think. Hey, stop it. Okay, fishy. It's good chatting. Man, you always get me all over the place. It was fun. Yeah, have a good one. Bye. Thanks for a free Twitch Prime sub. Oh, who's that? Is that a fish? What is that? Oh, it's a dragon. Oh, it's so cool. At first, I thought it was like a catfish or like a water dragon. I like that. Hmm. What are you up to, Ratlin? I'm trying to figure out what to do. I finished making my pesto, and now I'm like, I should probably do something with my life. Do you want to see? Can I show you? I have it here on my desk. Wait a minute. Oh, it smells good. Oh my god. It's been sitting in olive oil, just like, and it's like leaching into the olive oil, just mixing around, sitting here. Oh wow. It smells so good. Here, wait. I gotta be careful not to like dump olive oil all over the place. Ta-da! Pesto. It's got oregano and pine nuts, salt, and a lot of olive oil. It's so dark. I beat the shit out of the oregano leaves. They got pretty messed up. They used to be nice and green. I had them in front of the camera for a second, and the green screen cut them out. You could see like all the star stuff in the background. Okay, what do we do? What do we do? I'm thinking I kind of want to raid out and like say hey to people. I don't know what makes the most sense. I'm hoping you're having a good afternoon, though, Ratlin. Hmm. Oh. Uh. Okay. I think I have something. I wanna. Hi, Royal. What's going on? What are you up to? Don't mind me just relating to your tweets and stuff. I was all up in arms that one weekend with that one person. Man, it's funny. Like, it was only maybe a week after that you posted that one thing, and I was like, this is exactly the life that I just lived. Sorry. Apparently, I can't drink things very well. Look, I visited my mom the other day, earlier this week. It looks kind of funny because the green's green, but I think, what did she say this was? I think she said it was like Spanish lavender. It doesn't have a lot of actual sprouted petals. I'm not sure what it was supposed to do, but I think like this entire bud is supposed to have petals coming out of it, but she snipped it off for me because she wanted me to see it. Just chilling. Know you. Chilling sounds good though. Oh, I wish you could see this better. My camera's busy trying to focus behind it. Eee. Oh well. It looks really funny, but it smells really good. It almost makes me want to make like lavender ice cream. I had it one time at someone's house. They made it from scratch. It was so cool. It was like lightly purple with flowers in it.
I had some in Canada, maybe.
You went to Canada and had lavender ice cream?
It's like lavender honey. It was
Ooh.
insane.
Lavender and honey does sound really good. It wasn't in focus. Yeah, lavender ice cream is so good. Um, my friend made it one time. So we're like, my family's family friends with my high school band director. And this guy is such a foodie. He makes the most unique, amazing looking things. I don't know if he browses the internet searching for stuff or if he just has these ideas, but boy, is he a cook and a half. He makes the coolest stuff. And we used to have like dinner nights with him and his wife. So, or it would be like dinner and a movie. So when we went to each other's houses, I can't remember if this was the rule or not, but we kept watching like really bad B movies or C movies just to like make fun of them and just goof around. We would watch like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, what's the Invasion of the Martians or something like that. Uh there was this shit, I can't remember the names. They're so funny. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is the only one I can definitely remember the title to. But there was one where it was like Santa Claus was an alien. These are like old 70s movies or something like that, maybe 80s, and they have no CGI at all, or it's really poorly done because they have no budget. And the one time we went over, he cooked this amazing meal, and I can't remember it because even better was the freaking homemade lavender ice cream. I've never forgotten it. I want to make it one day. It was the coolest shit ever. Man. Sorry you popped in so late. I was just about to click the stream ending button and raid out to um someone I met quite some time ago who took a long break from streaming and is now back at it. If you're interested, if you have emotes you want to share or spam in chat, I'd like to take us to Sydney's channel. She's super cute. She's really funny. I think she might get overwhelmed at times with streaming and like using brain, kind of like I do. So, I like her a lot. But yeah, if you care to say hello, we're gonna go pop over to Sydney42. I think also known as Bag of Chips 42 on other social media platforms. But yeah, say hey. They're badass. Um, yeah. Thanks, Ratlin. I appreciate you. You're way too kind to me sometimes. Like, holy crap. Thanks for everything, everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye.